Max, and welcome to the Ronin System podcast. It's been a couple months, but we're finally back with the Battle Buddies. We got Ahmed and Edgar here. Why don't you guys, reintroduce? Do you need to reintroduce yourselves?
Sure, we don't have to reintroduce, but it's Ahmed. I've been on for a few of these Battle Buddies podcasts with Max and Edgar. I train with Max and Edgar. I'm just ready to shoot the shit.
Pretty much the same thing here. This is Edgar again. I train with both Ahmed and Max, and we've done, I think, 3 of these now?
I have no clue. I think
I've done at least
4.
3, me personally.
I think it's about 4 or 5.
Yeah, it's got to be like 4 or 5. But
At
yeah,
this
either
point,
way, guys.
who's keeping count at this point?
How you guys been, man?
It's been a minute.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while. Actually,
We did one of these at the
very beginning.
pandemic.
Yeah, at the very beginning
of the pandemic.
and
It's
then we
almost like
haven't
a
done
year.
one since. Yeah.
So March, because
Yeah.
March 16th was when I started working from home due to the pandemic.
What
Yeah,
do
then we started somewhere like sometime after that though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been a while, man.
You came in here and like we all sanitized our hands. And
I know.
shit
I was like,
that. Do you
"Where's the
remember that?
sanitizer?" It was in the middle of the
Man, it don't matter no more. It's all fake. It's fake.
I
Man.
had it. He had the fake pandemic. We were going to do this a long time, but he had the faux corona.
Yeah,
faux corona.
yeah. So what happened was
The
I woke
Taekwondo
up.
flu. Gotcha. Okay.
No, dude, I woke up and I couldn't smell anything. I was like,
Really?
oh shit, I got it. And I was like freaking out. And then like I drank some water after I'd already texted him like I probably got COVID. And I drank some water. I'm like, nah, I was just dehydrated.
Just congested.
Canceled his entire day. Canceled his entire day.
It was good though, man. I called off.
Could have knocked it out.
Yeah, man. I called off from work. I was like, fuck, I got it, man.
Yeah.
I'm infected.
This could be it.
I'm hanging out with them jits fools.
Shit's going down. And they're like, oh, somebody just spilled a water bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how you been, man?
Good. I
don't
tested
think
negative. Okay. I went this Saturday because my wife works at a school, so she had to get the test before going back to work.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, well, I haven't taken the test since ever. So I was like, all right, well, let me go ahead and knock it out. See what we just traveled. So I was like, let me see. And I asked the lady when she came to the car, she just like pulled out the cotton swab. It's not a cotton swab, but it looks like one.
Yeah,
sort
the
of.
cotton. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, it's
she just
basically
like
cotton swab.
yeah, pulls it out. And I was like, whoa. It's like, so how far? What are we doing here? And then she's like, well, this much is gonna go, and you can't see it because I'm making the gestures with my hands,
About
but
2 or 3 inches.
like this much is gonna go up in your nose. And I was like, huh! And then my wife just dry heaved next to me because she's had the test done twice, but she never asks. She just like closes her eyes, they do it, and then that's it. And I was like, I want to be informed. I like to be informed.
They do have to do
So-
both nostrils too,
Oh,
and they
so
like stick it in there and just wait.
closed my eyes and it went up, and then I was like, all right, she's pretty far in there. And then I was like, wait, she's still go.
She's impaled my brain.
And then she's like 1, 2, and I was like, get to 3, hurry up, get to 3. And then it started. I agree when they say it's going to be uncomfortable because it wasn't pain. It was on the verge of being pain, but it wasn't.
It's
And
just
then
not something
There's
normal.
extreme discomfort.
and then my
Yeah.
one eye just started leaking, meaning like I was just crying out of this one eye. And I didn't want to blow my nose, but I did just want to hold it, almost like in jiu-jitsu when you mistakenly get hit with an elbow or somebody's head and your nose hurts and you're like, is it bleeding? No, but it hurts really bad.
And your eyes water.
Yeah, and that's really what it felt like.
Yeah.
I've gotten the test probably like 4 times.
4.
Yeah, I've gotten
Yeah.
it 3.
Yeah.
Because I tested positive the first time I took it. Tested positive a week and a half later when I that's the food.
Yeah,
You
it's
wanna-
okay. We can keep going.
Okay.
There you go. All right, so he's had it. We haven't.
Yeah, well, we don't know, man. That's
we
the
don't
thing.
know. I don't know. False
Are you
positives
gonna
out
get the
there.
vaccine? Did your wife qualify?
Yes,
She's
because she's a teacher.
Has she gotten it already?
No.
No.
She's
Yeah.
still waiting on it. I don't know when I'm eligible at the ripe age of 35.
You're in the financial industry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not eligible. Because my girlfriend's also in the finance industry. And
Yeah.
she actually inquired about it, and they said she wouldn't be eligible until everyone else was done.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So more than likely, us, me being IT and you being finance, probably won't. Like, we're not essential.
You think we're 2021 or 2022? I think
It's gonna
2021.
be 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're almost done with everyone else, according to the news and all that. And like, I mean, it's not like it's a difficult process
Mhm.
because I think most of the essentials are done.
Yeah.
Because her parents have already gotten it in Virginia, and Virginia's like right down the street from us.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be much longer. They're
Yeah, it shouldn't.
technically are essential workers because they're factory workers,
Yeah.
but it's not that far essential. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I just know I'm probably not going to get it till the second wave of our wave.
Have
that
you
makes
done
sense.
any research on like the difference on the different providers, Moderna versus Pfizer versus? I think Johnson & Johnson's late to the party, but
Yeah,
Johnson & Johnson's not the biggest name, but if they're up there,
they're probably the biggest name. I just know that
and they're a one shot. To my
yeah, they're one
knowledge.
shot.
They're a one shot, and you're
yeah,
good.
they're quote unquote the better option.
Right.
But yeah, I think we only have Pfizer around here, and from what I've been told, it's supposed to be not really like a vaccine in the general sense, where it's supposed to prevent the spread, but more just limit the impact of the spread.
Okay.
So where it's like,
So does it help you internally, like to fight it off?
Yeah,
if in
yeah.
fact,
So-
it enters your system.
yeah, so basically, I can't remember which variant it is, but someone explained it as vaccines are designed to essentially teach your body how to fight it, whereas there's other vaccines that actually fight it for you. And this one, like the Pfizer one, is specifically the one where it teaches you how to fight it. So it's more of like, just like the flu shot.
Yeah.
But the only difference is it doesn't help with stopping the spread. It helps with making sure you survive the
Gotcha.
spread.
Okay.
So
I had. What did you say? You guys talking about the vaccine?
vaccines.
No.
I'm not a doctor, by the way.
Yeah,
so
neither
I'm not
am
going
I.
to claim to actually know what I'm talking about. This is all purely based on what I've read.
We're just talking shit.
Yeah, we're being Joe Rogan right now. Okay, we know what we're talking about.
Allegedly, just throw a couple of those in there.
But
There's which one is the one that that's blood clotting people in Europe or some shit? Is it AstraZeneca?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the facts.
I
We
don't
don't
know
have
that
we don't have a
You're
gene.
just gonna throw that out there, like
I
which
heard
one's,
it's been doing it.
which one's killing people? Oh.
All of them.
I know.
Which one's putting the microchip
I
in
don't
you?
want
Yeah,
that
no.
I don't want that one.
But no, yeah. Are you gonna get it, Ahmed?
Yeah, I'll probably get it, but like later. I mean, whenever it's. I don't think I'm not eligible for it.
We,
Yeah,
none of
we
us
just
are.
talked about that,
yeah. But I'll probably get it. Like, I mean, I feel like I'm not getting it for me. I just do get it for like, the fact that it's. Yeah, I
Well,
guess-
Jay says we don't need it.
with
Who's
Jay-
we?
Oh, Lee?
Yeah,
He's
Jay.
Korean. I'm not Korean.
He's
He
like,
took it.
I know.
I know that's
He's
that's the
How's that
hypocritical
make
part.
any sense?
So he's like,
He's like,
oh,
you
we
don't
don't
need
need
it
it. We
because
already
I
had
got
it.
it.
I'm like, what? We didn't have it.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean you can't get it still.
That's what I said.
So he's probably
It's like,
like,
Jay,
you,
that's not
you
how
don't
it
need it
works."
because I got it. Don't worry.
He's been hanging out with the people in the daytime too much.
Oh man, yeah.
That's like folks who watch daytime TV.
Yeah, just like yeah. No, I'm planning probably gonna get it, but I guess I have no idea when Group 4 is eligible. Do you have any idea?
No, they
No
said,
idea.
like,
I would
late,
figure like
late
towards
May.
the fall or late May.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, but I
Because-
doubt it. I
I'm
don't want to
sure-
go through the headache of it. So if I'm Group 4, I want to be later stage Group 4 or whatever, like, and not have to worry about the crowd
Yeah.
or anything like that. I'd rather wait till like the end of the summer. If
I'm
I
sure by the
can.
time it comes to us, it's gonna be like download the app, sign up, and it'll tell you when.
Yeah, I hope
you
it's
know what I
something
mean.
Oh,
like
I
that.
thought, I thought you
Exactly,
meant
yeah.
like through your phone.
Oh no,
like
no!
download an app, just stick it on.
CVS finally gets it, or
Yeah,
because they
yeah.
don't have it right now.
Nah.
And a friend of ours, George, he's a pharmacist, and they said that CVS dropped the ball with being able to implement it because they've been doing all the testing, but they haven't been able to do the vaccines, which they'd be making money hand over fist.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think their goal was like 1 million a day
And in where?
in the U.S.
In the U.S.?
Yeah,
Shit.
and I think they said 4 million already, but that's like 2 months behind schedule. So I don't know.
So my mom got her first shot, and she gets her second shot first part of April, I'm pretty sure, which is like the next week or something like that. So which is good. And then she can travel. She's going to be flying here. I think the best thing about it is like travel open up once people have their vaccines.
Yeah,
That's the big thing.
Same thing. My mother-in-law is like, she's eligible now, so she's getting it now, and she's like, I'm getting it so I can travel to visit my daughter that's
Right.
in North Carolina. Because
Right.
last time she was here was last March. was the last time we saw her.
Last time you saw her?
Yeah.
You didn't see her somewhere else before that? Like you didn't travel up there?
Nah.
Oh. Yeah, that's a long time. Have you traveled at all? Flown?
No,
I've
I
flown.
drive.
I've
I
done
drive
both.
back to.
I've
driven
It's
and
not, it's
flown.
not that
Yeah.
bad. I mean, all I do is go back to my parents' house, and that's really it. The occasional, cousin's house or something, but it's not like I'm going to Ragers or something.
That we
No.
know of.
Yeah,
Super spreader events. You're not going to those.
hey man, $50 Cancun tickets. Don't worry about it.
Margaritas all night.
So I figured you're not doing any bourbon tonight?
No bourbon night.
Hmm.
Seeing as Monday night, Tuesday, I kind of have to log in and do some stuff. I've been editing, so that's probably why.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of that nowadays. Editing.
Editing, yeah.
What are
You
you
doing-
editing?
Yeah, but that's
Right now, wedding photos and a football video, but
Football
mostly wedding
video.
photos. I have like 3,000 images that I had to look through, and then
a football video for
decipher.
what?
flag football. So I play flag football, and I just got a drone, the Mavic Mini 2. So I did some of that drone footage, and then I used a GoPro 8 that I have as well. Then I put that all together.
Hmm.
I start to look for like different videos online, funny videos that I can add to it. So,
That's cool.
but the wedding photos, like 3,000 or 3,500 photos that I have to trickle down to something
that's probably-
manageable.
I don't know if I could do that.
I mean, not 30,000. Sorry, 3,000. 3,000.
That's still
Not
a lot.
30,000.
Either way, dude, that's still a
That's a
lot.
lot.
Like, I don't
Yeah.
know if I could do that.
And the thing is, like, so I'll take, let's say it's 4 people, right? Because it's a wedding, so it's like the couple along with parents. And, I'll snap 4 to 6 photos because, the first one is always a test. And then the second through the third, I try to do them quickly in succession when everybody's looking at me. And there's bound to be 1 or 2 of those 3 photos that somebody blinks. So you're either going to get 2 or 1 good photo.
Mhm.
And then the last, like the 4th or 5th photo, it's, the light's right, everything's perfect, and everybody's looking at you.
Yeah, I remember for my brother's wedding, there's like a lot of like same shot pictures.
Yeah. And like
But-
you have to make the decision whether it's like, especially ones with kids. Like which one's the best one where the kid is kind of looking at you
Nah,
and
fuck
everybody
kids,
else
dude.
is looking good.
Just kick the kids out. You don't need kids. They're in the way.
So how many are you doing this regularly now? You think? Like, were you doing like
Nah,
third party? Like,
It's a project I took on. It was for a friend, so I took the project on. And I'm not sure. The last time I did a wedding, I said I wouldn't do it again.
What's
That's
stopping
pretty
you
good.
from like doing it as a side business
The,
regularly? Not as a
yeah,
project.
the amount of effort it takes on the back end.
Hmm.
The
Like,
amount of
like, the time.
the amount of time it takes on the back end to like edit it and actually put out a product that like the folks are happy with. And you don't get that immediate satisfaction of like, I love these photos, I'm gonna print them, and you see them all the time because like they're people's personal photos. Like
Yeah.
they're either gonna make an album or they're not gonna make an album, or they're gonna print them and frame them, or they're not gonna print them and frame them. It's up to them. Once
Right.
they pay you, it's your job is done,
Yeah.
right? So I like the immediate satisfaction of like if I take a photo of you, let's say in jiu-jitsu, I take a photo
Yeah,
of
I
you
was
at a
gonna say
tournament.
that.
Yeah, if I take a photo of you at a tournament submitting someone and like you get up and the adrenaline is pumping through you and you love that photo, you repost it, you even frame it in your own house and I see it, like that's what satisfies me versus you being like, hey, I'll pay you $30 for that photo. I'm like,
You should
Okay,
probably
I'll
we
get
probably tell like Edgar does all the photos and the videos for any of our jiu-jitsu, like when he's there for jiu-jitsu tournaments or like promotions or special events or what have you. So that's what I was gonna say is like, do you enjoy doing that? And it's like the back end of that stuff isn't as big a deal to you doing those type of photos.
yeah, that's
because
that-
nobody's paying you for that. You're just-
nobody's paying, and it's not because I'm not
I mean,
getting
I don't
paid,
know,
but
maybe
it's
I'm not
because
paying.
like it's because I'm excited to edit those. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like
You're
my
like, oh shit, this
ideas
motherfucker-
start flowing, or like I see
Yeah.
what's happening, and then usually when I make the comments under the photo, it's like I've put some thought process into it, but it comes real quick.
Yeah. Plus, you pick the music for the montage and stuff
Yeah.
like that. The wedding photos, you can't be.
No,
Yeah,
it's a
you're
lot
not-
of
you're like-
violins and classical and stuff.
Yeah, you're
but
not like DMX is in the background.
definitely
Dude,
not.
I don't know, man. I feel like some people might want to do that. You might want to get lit. But do
I'm
you
sure some
do
folks-
the videos too, or
Mhm.
you do the videos and the photos for the weddings?
Yeah, so I've done one project I did. A buddy's brother, his cousin, like videoed the whole wedding, but like videoed different parts of the wedding off like some Sony CyberShot camera or something like that. And I was like, he's like, hey man, I've got like 3 hours worth of footage. Could you put it together for me? And I was like, sure. I mean, what are you expecting, right? Because like if you want some Steven Spielberg type of movie put together, I can't I can't do that. But I sent him some examples of what I'd done before, and then he's like, oh, this is exactly what I'm looking for. And I was like, all right, well, it's kind of hard to send somebody 3 hours worth of footage, but he put it in a Dropbox. I downloaded it, and then he gave me some notes, and I was like, all right, let's do 3 drafts. Like I have to set a precedent because if not, we'll never finish. We'll never finish the project. So I say, let's do 3 drafts. Let me put it together first with whatever notes you give me, and then that'll be draft 1, and then look at it. Tell me what you want me to cut. Tell me what you keep. Draft 2, and then draft 3 will be the final. Like, hey, because you love in the moment in a wedding, you love when like somebody's giving a speech, right? And it was to the heart, made you cry, everything. But when you're making the wedding video, you can't have that 20-minute speech.
Yeah.
Like you really want your wedding video to be like that sweet spot of 20 to 30 minutes, if that. You don't want to be sitting there like the old school days where it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours deep.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, man, I got to go to the bathroom and pause the video so I can come back. So
yeah, that makes sense.
I try to cut those short and sweet, and then try to do different things. But that was one project where the footage was given to me, and then I put it together. Versus this one, I took the photos, I set up the cameras, and then I'm editing it on the back end.
Did you do that by yourself, or did you have?
My wife helped me, so I gave her a Canon G7X Mark II, and I said just take pictures of whatever I'm not taking pictures of. So she was like my camera too.
B-roll kind of.
Right. She was like my camera too. I was just like, if you see me taking a picture of a flower, don't stand behind me and take the same photo, because then I have to edit 2 photos, or I have to decide which one. And it was good because we had to separate. The guy was getting dressed at his house, and then she was getting dressed at the venue. So I told my wife, I was like, can you stay here and take whatever extra photos while I'm away?
Yeah.
And it was great because the mom and the daughter were together, and they shared moments, whether it was putting makeup on or their dresses or anything like that. And those were moments I wouldn't have caught because I wasn't there, because I had to go and get pictures of him and his guys and them getting ready and stuff like that. So
do you like do staged photos or anything?
The only staged photos I do are with things, like with actual like.
No, like this D&D dice.
Right yeah. That's what I do staged. I do some where hey, fix your tie, or have your buddy fix your tie, or your boutonniere. But those are things that like you see all the time. So you want those photos. But I don't stage anything like, okay, put your hand on his shoulder, make sure you're looking at his eyebrow, not his eyes, the whole jazz. I don't really do those.
Yeah, I guess that really depends on what the couple wants too, right?
Right.
Like
and they gave me the positive. The thing I like is I take on projects usually where I get freedom, like artistic freedom. I don't consider myself an artist, but like artistic freedom when it comes to like, hey, this is what I've done before. This is what I bring to the table. And if you like it, I'd be more than happy to work with you and put it together. If you don't, I'm not offended. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
So
just in case you guys were wondering, that was a med squirting a sriracha bottle.
Sriracha bottle into some fried rice.
Because he's an asshole. No.
But again, I considered it a hobby, and it's a passion of mine. Ahmed asked, he just asked me before, would I do it for work? Like, would I take it on full time?
I know the answer to the question.
And no.
But I asked anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I'm one of those people that says, everyone needs to have like a career, obviously, some way to make money. But then there's always got to be something on the side where it could be, but you don't always necessarily need it to be,
Right.
And I think that's like best for not just like actually doing shit instead of just sitting around all the time, but also for like your own mental health, because then it gives you a different stimulus, what I mean?
Right.
So
my biggest thing though, how I started though, is I always remembered like when I started jiu-jitsu, I was a white belt, blue belt. As a white belt, I didn't really think about it, right? My girlfriend was there, and she was like, go, and I was super excited. And at that time, I mean, you took some photos, maybe a couple selfies here and there, but not many. And I don't think jiu-jitsu competition photos were that big. Websites were very, very expensive. To upload a video was just like, forget it. So
you weren't doing Facebook at the time?
No. Facebook was still only like colleges. Like you had to have a college email in order to be on Facebook. So that wasn't it wasn't the social media platform it is now. So you had to go on like X Combat or something like that to see jiu-jitsu matches from Brazil and stuff like Flow Grappling wasn't around. None of that.
YouTube was really young too. I
Really
think
young,
YouTube
yeah.
started in like 2007.
Right. So
When did you start training jiu-jitsu?
2005. So my thing was, as a blue belt, purple belt, I then got a camera and I was like, you know what? I want to take pictures of my friend. Like we always joke around. I just want to do ratchet stuff with my friends.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I want my friends to see themselves in, you know, how folks be like, oh, we wrestle in pajamas. To see themselves in their own pajamas. You know what I mean? Like while they're competing, what they look like, you know, what they look like in victory, what they look like in defeat, you know, what they look like with their friends training. Because again, we'll go back to the careers. Like I'm in a cube, or I used to be in a cube 9 to 5. Nobody in there knows. Either they might know I trained now, they do, but before they didn't know I trained jiu-jitsu. I don't like put up my photos in my cube or anything like that, right? But the folks at my academy know I do.
That'd be
And
lame
so-
as fuck.
If you put up,
Jiu-jitsu photos?
In your cube.
Just like a little white belt or blue belt, just like I like
Yeah.
fucking
Hanging.
tournament.
Yeah.
like, hey, you got an umbrella? No, but I got this belt.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I just liked that. Like my friends loved, you know, the photos that I took. One of them, and then when I was in it. But the hard part now that I have is, you know, my friends tell me, "Oh, you take great photos. You take great photos." But then they tell me, "I want you to be in the photo with me," even though I'm the one who's behind the camera.
Yeah.
So the way I get around that is I know I'm the one that took the photo, therefore I'm in the photo, even though I'm not in front of the lens.
Yeah. You get your little what's it called, watermark?
Yeah.
EDG pics.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. Hiring now? No.
No, that's cool though. That's cool. I mean, I want to be able to do that, like take pictures, like quality pictures.
Yeah.
But I don't have the eye for it, nor do I care enough.
Yeah.
So
There. That's that.
But no, really, like I've always had it like in my mind, like I should probably get like a camera, and probably if anything, I'll get like a mirrorless because they're smaller, they're easy to maintain, and I like this. Yeah, I like this more of like kind of minimalist, kind of catch all.
Yeah.
I don't need to worry about too much style, and then like eventually, if I really were inclined to, I could probably turn this into a video cast as well, because it'll be a little easier as well, because I can probably do on YouTube or. Anything else that I want to do with video, because then everyone's kind of doing that. But then, it's just like, it's another thing I would get sucked into. Like I was just talking to Ahmed earlier, like he keeps inviting me to play Magic, right? And I know I would want to play it, but I know I should not play it because like I'm just gonna get into it,
It's an expensive hobby.
Exactly. Like I'm already doing expensive hobbies. You know what I mean? Like. Jiu-jitsu is already relatively expensive. I've like thought of a lot of different ways to cut costs on that. Yeah. I love like fitness and stuff, so like I'm building out a home gym, but I also have to consider that's really expensive especially right now. PCs, really expensive. Yep. This is already expensive.
PC gaming,
like, so PC gaming,
so
yeah.
building your computer.
Yeah, building computers. So like there's a lot of hobbies that I do and a lot of passions that I have where if I had one more, then it's just like it's That's the point where I need to consider, like, I should probably just consolidate what I want to do.
Yeah, I think you're like me. Like, I dig into the details, and I'm like, how can I do this better? But then how can I do it better and make it easier for me? Yeah. Like, with my camera gear, I have a lot. Like, initially, I had a lot of camera gear. I kind of compare it to, like, when you're a white belt, you're like, I want the top-of-the-line gis. I want to make sure I have a belt for when I train. I want a belt for when I compete. I want a belt for when I travel. And then it's like, I want to make sure I don't have to wash a gi every day. All right, so I got to have minimum 5 gis. I'm like, but you only wear one.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, all right, I got to have 3 for training, 2 for competition. I'm like, but you're only going to compete in one. But, most white belts, when they see a black belt, they're like, wait a second. His first match, he was in a white gi. Second match, he's in a blue gi. Third match, he's in a black gi. Look, he's got 3 competition gis for one competition. I'm like, yeah, they're also sponsored and get those for free. You have to pay for them.
I was thinking about that actually, like getting a show belt because my belt's literally just black.
You don't have the one. You don't have the one that Jay got from Japan.
No, I don't want that shit. The fuck. He asked me too, and he's like, "Hey, you want this? You want this one like the one I got?" And I'm like, "No, I don't want to put my name on it." because I'm not gonna put my English name. You know, like if it's gonna be anything, it's gonna be like
Your
the Chinese
name.
characters, right?
Yeah.
But then I'm also
They could have
thinking
done that, right?
they could have, but then I'm like,
Could be extra.
Do I want to look like? Do I want to be that guy?
With
You
the
know?
Chinese name?
Yeah.
That would've
But
been
it's a
dope
show
as
belt.
shit.
But it's a show belt.
Yeah, but then I'm like, but
Is
do
that
I
not the
want two
purpose of a
belts?
show
Do I
belt?
want two belts? Is the thing, you know?
I had 2 belts anyway too, because if you train a lot, one's gonna get faded, and you can't. And if you ever compete in IBJJF, they have the rule now that
Oh, yeah.
it has to be like
it has to
pristine.
you can't be withered.
It's got to be
Can't
like
be
jet
faded.
black.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's when I get.
I almost got DQ'd until somebody. One of my last competition was in Kansas City before COVID, and somebody had to lend me their brown belt because at the time I was a brown belt, and that brown belt was faded to the bad.
Yeah, that's where I get like having a competition gi, because then like it's got your sponsor patches or whatever on it, and it's like pristine. You can keep it clean.
Yeah.
Only time you ever use is when you compete.
Yeah.
And if you compete a lot, I guess you have multiple. But like a show belt, I mean, when would I need that? You know, because like it's not like we do like monthly events or like we do like photo shoots or anything.
Yeah.
We just show up and we train. You know.
Yeah.
And like
It's
I
like
would
once a
say
year.
seminars,
If you're
but
going
those
for
are like
promotion.
once or twice a year.
exactly, it's like once or twice a year we're gonna have.
And
one of
unless
those.
you're actually doing seminars, that'd be a different story.
Exactly. And I mean, I have like I guess like a show rash guard that I wear every now and again, but like, you
What's
know,
that one?
the scramble one.
It's
with
got like the nipples cut out. And stuff.
No, it's got like the samurai on the back, and then on the front it's like slashes or something. But
You wear that for nogi?
no, I have a no-gi rash guard, and then I have like a show rash guard that I would wear underneath my gi if we ever actually did, one of those events or whatever things.
So
that
you're
we come up
ready to do
But-
one of these.
Speaking
exactly.
of that, I wear rash guards so much under my gi now that like when in competition when they're like no rash guard, I'm like it feels kind of weird.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's 100%, dude.
And like then you get like the red shoulders or whatever because like you're used to just the gi sliding off your shoulders because you have like a
Yeah, that's why,
rash guard.
It's not very common in jiu-jitsu because everyone wants to wear rash guards and shit, but like in judo no one really wears. I mean, they're starting to wear it now, but back then they didn't really wear rash guards at all because like it's just never allowed in any competition anywhere for judo.
And it doesn't technically prevent a rash, right?
I don't know.
I mean the
It-
rubbing, right? The
it
rubbing
prevents
of the gi,
some rubbing,
yeah?
and it helps if you have like a lot of body hair,
Oh, okay.
because then
Gotcha.
they're gonna grab the rash instead of
Speaking of that,
yeah, mid.
when you wear a sweater under your gi, you don't need.
She's got a built-in sweater.
Yeah.
I feel insulated when I wear rash guard.
Yeah.
I like the idea. I don't know why.
Yeah,
but
because you're wearing a sweater underneath.
no. I feel like I sweat more.
You love to sweat.
I know.
Like-
When I work out, I like to sweat. If I'm
Yeah.
wearing a suit and I'm like,
Oh yeah, it's like
I
nope.
do not want to sweat if I'm not supposed to sweat.
Yeah.
If I'm working out, I think you're supposed to sweat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that feeling of getting those toxins out, or
Yeah.
like it's also good.
I know you wear I guess they're called leggings, but like
The
pants, like spats.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah,
So
What's the reason?
walk me through that because
Because-
I've been thinking about doing it.
Well,
Because when a man shaves his legs, tell us more. Tell us more.
So again, I wear it because I don't shave my legs and I have hairy legs. And so when people come and grab my pants, and especially if I'm playing guard, and they grab my pants at like
around the shin or whatever.
around
yeah.
around the inside of the knee is the worst. So they grab it inside there, and then sometimes if I'm not wearing pants,
Mhm.
they'll around my knee. It'll feel like they're on the sides of my knee. It'll feel like they're ripping the hair out because they are ripping the hair out.
Mm.
So when I compete, what I'll do is I'll just shave all around my knee. I just shave all around my knee. The rest of my leg is not hair. The rest is not shaven. So it's just that one part. So as I know when they grab a hold of my pants, because I can't wear leggings when I compete, that they're not pulling the hair out of my thing. So yeah, I wear leggings because it protects my legs when I'm rolling, and so nobody's ripping the hairs out of my legs. It hurts like shit. Sorry, is that a lot of information?
So, no.
No, dude.
So what is that? So I understand not having
No, just shut the fuck up.
the leggings all the way down to your ankle, but like, what about the ones that go just beyond your knee? Like, are those illegal as well?
Like
I think if they
capris.
see it,
Yeah.
if they see it, they'll disqualify you. I guess somehow your leg pain rides up, and all of a sudden they see that they'll DQ.
Yeah, isn't
But
there
like,
a rule
what's
in
the
that?
premise? What's the?
There's a
is it-
rule in that. I think it can't go like.
Is it because the pant like slides or what?
I have no idea.
I think so. It's like because it can't go below the knee, is because you can wear compression shorts.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the obvious thing. But
Yeah.
anything below the knee is not allowed.
Like, I kind of understand not wearing the top because like usually when you go in for a cross choke or something like that, your finger gets caught in it, and you end up losing the advantage in that minuscule of space. But like for the legs, I don't really see.
I mean, that's the thing about competition. It's like, especially like IBGF, they always create these rules that would allow them to eventually be an Olympic sport. And in the Olympics, there's a lot of regulations to try and keep everything uniform.
Yeah.
So like if you
That
like
makes sense.
the goal is like obviously we want to get jiu-jitsu in the Olympics. I feel like it's an unpopular opinion, but I think that's a really dumb idea. Because we can be recognized as an Olympic sport, sure, but getting into the actual Olympics is when it gets seriously regulated, you know?
Yeah.
And so at that point, we're going to start looking basically like judo, but without there's going to be no takedowns because it's too close to judo. Like we're going to have to wear specific colors because it's too close to judo. Like,
Yeah.
there's going to be an issue with it.
And then how are you going to have Olympic refs for that? Like, you'll have to have Olympic refs, and
Exactly.
the refing nowadays is a little.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But
Anybody
like,
can be.
Yeah.
then when you really look at it, you know, the easiest thing is compared to judo because it's so similar.
Yeah.
There's only one, like, it's the International Judo Federation.
Mhm.
That's it. And then IBJJF wants to be that, except for jiu-jitsu. But then you got the CJJF, you got like the World Combat League or whatever, ADCC, like all these other governing
Bravo
bodies.
bullshit.
Yeah, EBI. You got all these other governing bodies that have probably a better potential to be an Olympic recognized sport because they actually have, you know, uniformity in how they do things, you know. And I guess that's more the competition base, but I don't know. I just think I think it damaged the sport more than it would help the sport
To become an Olympic sport.
Yeah, because it's already super popular.
Yeah.
You know, and like the impact on it is from like MMA and all that stuff it's already there. You know, it's already been established.
Right.
But then like, you know, it's just like the prestige, I guess.
I feel like winning the Worlds is almost like winning the not the same as an Olympic gold, right? But like, because there is no Olympics for jiu-jitsu, the Worlds is technically the Olympic gold medal. You know, any gold medal winner is getting seminars, getting flown around, sponsorships, this and that. So, I mean, which is what you would get as an Olympic gold medalist as well.
Yeah, well,
you won't get on a Wheaties box for the Worlds, but
well, the thing is, like, Olympic sports, their world championships, they happen every year besides the year the Olympics happen, obviously, because there'd be overlap.
Right.
And it really is just the name, you know, like you were saying. It's just like, oh, if I'm an Olympic champion, that sounds better than if I'm a world champion.
Yeah.
But then you have people that say, I'm a 10-time world champion.
Yeah.
And I've never won the, like, which would be better in that scenario? Like, would
that
you
all
think?
That all depends.
I think that if you had the Olympics, sorry.
Go ahead.
If it got into the Olympics, I think that it would be a huge prestigious thing to get into the Olympics.
Let me put it like this. If you pose that question to Money May all day, he's going to be like, I got robbed at the Olympics, but I still made more money than anybody else who's won a gold medal in the Olympics.
Right. But here's what I think it would do, right? Is that it's going to bring world notoriety to you that you wouldn't have had otherwise because it's the fucking Olympics, right? So and then you get these other factions and these no-gi competitions, you know, like.
Let me pose this to you. Hold on, wait. So then, how many curling champions do you know by name? Olympic gold medal winning.
But in that world.
No,
right?
but hold on. Answer the question. Olympic gold medal winning curling champions.
I don't know any. However.
All right. So if I'm Joe Blow from wherever that doesn't watch jiu-jitsu and I'm watching the Olympics, that doesn't get you notoriety.
But if I'm a Joe Blow who like may see somebody who's in the Olympics one day and then all of a sudden they're in the UFC 3 years later, that makes sense to me. You know what I'm saying? It's the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I didn't know Ronda Rousey, but I saw. But when there's she won a silver medal in the Olympics. Oh wow, that's right. That's pretty freaking cool. You know, or whoever this this gold medal wrestler was, right? And it was Henry Cejudo, Triple C. You know, I knew who he was before he got into MMA, right?
Right.
So my point is though is that going back to like these other factions, these other governing bodies, is that everybody and their mom, if you're doing jiu-jitsu, what you ain't gonna hear any more of this. Well, I'm the best at no-gi. Nobody gives a shit. If you don't fucking win a gold medal in this, it's probably gonna be gi. Let's just face it, right? It'll be if you don't win a gold medal in this competition, and if it's in no-gi, then if you don't win a gold medal in no-gi, then nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be like the litmus test, even if if it dilutes the sport or if it does something crazy, it's going to give you notoriety, and you're going to be able to hang. I'm the Olympic gold medal in jiu-jitsu at this weight, and you'll be able to carry that into whatever else you do. You know,
black belt only, correct?
Black. Well, yeah, hopefully not. I mean, I don't think.
And do you think there wouldn't be no gi because it's too close to wrestling?
Well, I mean, the gi would be too close to judo.
That's what I was.
So.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's a tough.
See, that's another issue. You know, it's like there's two different variations. But then when you look at wrestling, they have Greco and they have freestyle. So it's like, I don't know.
I kind of think they should do it. They probably would do gi.
Yeah, it's the more prestigiousness of it.
I think Japan and Brazil would be able to Japan, Brazil, and America. But I think Japan could probably push for the gi more than anything else. The only thing about Japan is like I'm wondering. Like those countries like Japan, Korea, Russia, like a lot of those Asian countries that are powerhouses in judo, are they afraid of jiu-jitsu coming in the Olympics that they would lose a lot of their competitors to jiu-jitsu?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. Because it would have...
They already have jiu-jitsu there.
Yeah.
Right. But you're not...
We've seen the Mendez Bros wreck that,
but we don't get like we have world-class wrestlers in America.
Yeah,
that would probably wreck motherfuckers if they just committed to doing jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If they just committed to doing, like imagine Jaden Cox doing jiu-jitsu.
I don't want to imagine that.
You know what I mean? Like imagine if that guy committed to doing jiu-jitsu from the early age, and it's not there because all his life he's been training as a little kid to become an Olympic gold medal freestyle wrestler. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, but also you also have to consider that like even without jiu-jitsu in the Olympics, there still are transitionary people, especially from wrestling. The issue is in judo. I'm not sure if it's for other sports as well, but it's regulated where if you compete as an Olympian, which if you're in the IJF, like the Judo Federation, you're automatically an Olympian, even if you're not there yet. You cannot compete in any other sport. Like you can't say like
you can't
I'm going to practice some jiu-jitsu. You can't even do amateur tournaments. Like I can't. Like if I was to sign up for like even like here in Charlotte, the National Judo Center here in Charlotte, if I had signed up, get my black belt, and I start doing competitions, I can't go to like Charleston. I can't go to the Charlotte Open. I can't even do like one of those smaller ones like
a new breed or something.
Yeah, new breed. I can't do those, you know, because I have to stick with my sport. So that's why I think, you know, even if jiu-jitsu became an Olympic sport, especially in Japan, especially in like South Korea or Russia, like
you are going to take those kids then.
What?
You would take those kids, right? It would be a competition between who gets what.
Yeah, but then
but
then a lot of people would want to stick with judo because it still is the more prestigious thing.
Right.
You know, I think it's probably like definitely a top tier in terms of like the classiness of it. You know, like
there's prestige to it.
Exactly. Yeah. Like exactly like what Khabib said. You know, that's the reason judo is better than wrestling. It's just because of the prestige. Did you watch that video? It was what's that guy's name? His manager, Ali
Abdelaziz?
Yeah. Him.
That guy's crazy.
Well,
Khabib's guy?
Yeah.
But he had a press conference a long while back with all of his fighters. And, you know, he manages all the best guys like Gaethje, Usman, Cejudo, Khabib, Islam, Kayla Harrison, who's a really good judo Olympian or a gold medalist. But like all of them were debating the differences between judo and wrestling, and obviously all of them pretty much are wrestlers. But Khabib was insisting that it's the better sport because of the fact that it's just the heritage of it and like the classiness and the uniformity and like all this other stuff. That's the reason it's a better sport.
Khabib said that.
Yeah, Khabib said that.
Is Sambo closer to judo, you think, than it is to wrestling?
I think it's the best mix.
Is Samba the one with the cutoff sleeves?
It's the one with the nose, which is the shorts.
The shorts.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
the
but
shorts.
you get the full kimono on the top.
On the top. Okay.
So there's is the top of the top of it is judo, the bottom of it is wrestling. But I think it's the best mix because
Those guys are savages, bro.
Oh, dude, yeah. They're like, I would put money on any sambo like, what are they called? Sambist to beat any equivalent martial artist in any other sport because they have everything. You know,
Yeah.
It's basically MMA.
Yeah.
Like
They strike.
yeah,
They
100%,
strike. Yeah.
100%. Well, it depends. They have combat sambo and then they have just like pure
But
sambo. Where
we
it's
all
just
remember that
grappling.
one.
Khabib was combat.
That
sambo,
one
right?
Pride match where the Asian guy decided he was going to take off his sambo top and then just got whooped mid match.
Is this Pride?
Yeah, it was a Pride one. He
What is
wore it to begin the match and then overheated and was middle of taking it off and just
Got flatlined.
got flatlined.
What do you guys think of that? What if like MMA actually was like a full on sambo thing where they stayed with the tops and everything, or there was a top version and a no top?
I think I would enjoy it, but I think that they could have a hard time promoting it.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, I would equate it to locally we've had, jiu-jitsu gi matches in a cage. It
but
doesn't
sambo
transition
has the
very well.
strikings too as well. So it's like it's basically MMA, but with a gi top on. So
I think
it
anytime
opens
you
the
put- I
door
think
more.
anytime you put a gi top anywhere close to like regular Joe Schmo, they're thinking, "Oh, look at these kung fu jabronis."
I mean, yeah, they can say that until they start fighting, right?
Yeah, but that's. I mean, just telling you, like that's how they view it.
Yeah.
You know? That's how
Yeah.
a lot of like.
Like, look at Daniel-san.
Yeah, look at it's like, where's Mr. Miyagi, bro?
Yeah.
I don't think that.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, Max. If you want to start judoing and whatever, man.
Let's segue to the wrestling titles that were won over the past weekend. I didn't watch the matches. I can only speak on like the winnings, for lack of a better term. But the dude that won with no ACLs.
Yeah.
That's his third title, right?
Yeah, it's his third title. Spencer Lee,
Yeah.
Survival.
I mean, ridiculous.
Yeah, that was interesting though, because I'll change it a little bit.
You probably saw the matches, right?
Yeah, I watched
Okay.
the finals. But I was watching his interview, and I get it. Like, he was like, they're like, 3 weeks ago I lost my other ACL, so he's torn his ACL in his other leg. So this is his second ACL that he tore before the competition.
What I don't understand, sorry to cut you off here. What I don't understand, and I hope you can explain, is usually when you see somebody tear their ACL, I mean, they're not even walking, right? There's like massive swelling, and I know that all depends on like partial tear versus full tear and the whole jazz, right? But like,
I'm not a physio, man, so I don't know.
neither. So, but you're gonna have some swelling, right? You're gonna have some.
I'm sure
You've torn a meniscus before.
I'm sure
it's not the same as an ACL, but
I'm sure that they're giving cortisone injections. There's got to be some type of shot,
anti-inflammatory, something
Yeah,
to
something
just
to keep it
zap
down.
the inflammation.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, like, yeah, I don't know. I don't have the physiology of how it works or how,
Yeah.
but he says he had torn ACL.
Okay.
And it's his second torn ACL. So he's got two torn ACLs, and he's wrestling, and he's like, I can't shoot. I don't know exact words, but I can't shoot. I can't sprawl. I just got to go wrestle. No excuses. Excuses are for wusses. And so, like, when I hear that, I'm just like, how many kids club wrestling coaches or like middle school or high school coaches are going to go to their kids and be like, if you're injured, no, that's an excuse. The excuses for wusses, or like, how many kids are going to think that when they see, like, I'm like, dude, he's on another level. Like,
Yeah.
when he says that, like, I don't have a problem with him saying that.
Yeah, his pain threshold is probably through the roof now.
He was a cadet world champion. That's like the kids that are like 16, and he was a junior world champion. So he was under 19 or something like that. He won that before he went to college, beating like savages from Dagestan. He's really, really
So
good.
if he's beating savages from Dagestan, what is he?
He's a savage, right? So
He's on another level.
He's on another level, and so when he tells you like I have 2 torn ACLs and no excuses are for wusses, I believe him.
Him. Though.
I believe him,
Yeah.
but I don't believe Joe Schmo wrestling coach at whoever's going to see that and like think their kid's going to be fuck the fuck. It's like that's Spencer Lee. He's like a phenomenon. He's at another level.
I mean, it's like what's that guy that fought John Jones? That had no knees.
Thiago Santos.
Yeah, he had no knees or something. Within the first round, he had like one leg blew out, and then the second round, the other leg blew out.
Oh,
because it blew out from a kick or something, right? And then he was like, okay, I'm gonna kick with the other leg, and then that one blew out, and he's like, fuck, I guess I won't kick. And he's like, nah, I'm still gonna kick. So he just like that's a savage right there, fighting with no knees against John Jones.
The other interesting part is the football player that was for the Steelers that didn't have any ACLs, like not born with them.
Who was that guy?
His name escapes me right now. He was Blackanese.
It wasn't the wide receiver.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Taylor Hines?
No. Hines Ward, yeah. Hines Ward. I don't know if he didn't have 2, like if he was missing both ACLs or just one, but the fact that he was born without an ACL, let's go with without one ACL, and he's still cutting on a dime and had a full career, right? Not the same as Spencer and
at what point is that not a detriment and more an advantage? Because then
I think for him it was an advantage because, I mean, just looking at the statistics, there's a minimum of like 10 to 15 guys before the season even starts that tear their ACLs, whether it's contact or no contact.
It seems like a very fragile ligament for a very important area.
Right.
And to be able to turn on a dime, I feel like constantly doing that does a lot of damage to it. But if it's not even there to begin with,
I mean, his knee had to have,
it had to have something
made
right,
up for it. Made up for it somewhere, one way or another.
I don't know.
Well, that's why
so
why his drafts. The interesting part is that's why his draft stock dropped, right? Because he didn't have it. So they're like, oh, we don't know how long he's gonna last in this, at this level. And it's like, well, if you don't have it and you haven't had it and you can't tear it, technically you should be able to last longer.
Then it's like an advantage,
Yeah, right.
You can't be hurt.
Yeah, but when you're betting millions upon millions on someone's physical ability, you have to go with historical precedent, and historical precedent is someone with 2 ACLs is better than someone without an ACL.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But going back to that, and then you saw the heavyweight, the dude that just dominated, and he did a backflip in the middle of the. I mean, that is a massive human being to have that much bounce.
That guy's the man.
And then you see
AJ Ferrari?
Yeah, he said he's ready to go up to heavyweight.
I like that guy too. I didn't want to like him, but then I heard him talk like 2 interviews. Like, man, damn, I really like this kid.
I like the interview where he's like, I love to hate. He's like, when I'm lifting weights, he's like, that's what motivates me. Go ahead, go hate.
665-pound deadlift, baby.
Yeah, I know. He's like, what did he say? He said his motto is he was born on 7/24, so he lifts 24/7. That's his motto.
Is that what he says?
That's pretty funny.
That's hilarious. He's a showman, That's entertaining.
I think he's one guy. First of all, that's one guy that'll be super loyal, and like you dedicate yourself to him, he'll give 110%, right? But I also think, do you think because of how much of a showman he is he going to go through college, right? Wrestle through college, and then his ultimate goal be go to the Olympics or go into MMA? Because his showmanship kind of gives me the inclination that he'll lean towards MMA post-college versus a career as an Olympic.
I think you might be surprised a lot of like that the one organization that's recruiting
Oklahoma State University.
No, that's recruiting a lot of these wrestlers. The bigger heavyweights is the WWE.
Yeah, they want to get those guys.
They're really getting in there hard because you're giving them a career without like the concussions and like
they can stay in wrestling too.
Yeah, they can stay
to a certain extent.
To a certain like Gable Stevenson, the heavyweight, is probably gonna do the Olympics at some point, right? He's gonna go for the Olympic trials. So
yeah, I mean, like when you think about it, you can't like go for years and you can't make a career out of the Olympics unless you're a swimmer.
Yeah, you can
right?
go in the WWE for a long time and make a lot of money.
Yeah,
a lot of like you can be the next Rock.
Yeah.
Imagine being the next, like, you're going to that, and then all of a sudden you become a movie star, and he's
Mhm.
like, what is he, the highest paid movie star in the world?
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
That's fucking insane, man.
Mhm.
He's got like a 50,000 pound gym that he just drives around with.
Yep.
When
God.
he drives this when he goes to the
Yeah,
to the work.
I think it's like 4 or 5 like semi truck load
Yeah,
of equipment.
like they
that he
set
just
it up
drives
for
around
him,
with
yeah.
every
Oh, that shit
place
is
he goes.
dope. They got
Homeboy's
a
in there at
documentary for
2
that?
a.m. just lifting, doing
in the
his
trucks.
thing. No,
No,
not in
he's-
the trucks.
like the trucks blow out and they open up into like a big,
Gym.
Oh,
huge,
damn.
like an actual gym. Like
Rain,
you basically
shine,
take
it
Gold's
don't
gym,
matter.
put
Yeah.
it in trucks, and then just go.
Does his crew does his posse get to work out?
No,
Nah.
apparently not.
I mean,
He's-
whenever he's working out, it's empty.
yeah, he
But-
likes to work
but
out
if
alone.
okay.
Like you see that the interview of what's that guy's name, John Krasinski from The Office.
Yeah.
He said he worked out with The Rock because his wife Emily Blunt was doing a movie with The Rock, and The Rock was like, "Hey, you should come work out with me." They woke up
That
at 4 in the
sounds
morning.
like a mistake.
Yeah, they woke up at 4 in the morning, and like he's like, "Man, he just doesn't stop." And then like there's like pictures of him with like machines and stuff, and it's like he's like underneath this machine with his neck like against it. And then like the interviewer was like, "It's like, what is that like for your neck, your shoulders?" He's like, "Oh, it's for legs." And it's like, "What?" It's like your legs are nowhere near it. But man, he's got like all the like anyone that likes bodybuilding or any sort of like lifting in
Yeah.
general.
He's cool, man.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like I like the way he talks.
That's his.
Yo,
He's cool, man.
his homos now got tequila company, got energy drink company.
Oh, he's
got-
making money.
hand over fist.
You know. And then he's like, oh, he's starting to get into politics.
Is he?
Yeah, they're saying.
I thought I heard some rumors here and there, but I didn't know how.
I think he started to like support certain.
He dabbled in the idea of
Yeah,
running.
he's dabbled. I think that at some point
is he to the point
he
of like
could
if
be like
Arnold
the-
did it,
like
I don't know.
Arnold Schwarzenegger type.
Yeah, but Arnold did like governor, and,
Yeah.
and like,
He
I-
couldn't be president because he was never born in the United
Yeah.
States.
well, you only need to be in the country for 35 years, right?
No, you
Or
can't.
for a certain amount of time.
No, you can't. If you were born outside the United States, period. There's the whole. Sorry, we don't want to get into that.
We don't want to get
No,
into
no,
birth
yeah, you're right.
certificate
No, you're right, you're right.
gate and
We
all
don't wanna
that.
get into that.
Hey.
They have to be 35 years old at least and
Oh,
born in the U.S.
yeah,
they don't
born
need
in-
a political.
Oh, so I
career.
could do it now.
Yeah,
Actually,
Well,
yeah.
You just turned 35.
Yeah.
There you go.
But
You got a little time, Max.
You got a little.
I
don't
can
wanna
never
do
be
that shit
president. I can never be president.
well, just based on your looks.
Yeah.
But unchunk.
I look like I'm 21, right? Is that what you're saying? So what were?
Oh, so back. So do
Or go back.
you think he'll do the Olympics and then WWE?
I think
The
he'll
AJ
try.
Ferrari?
I think he'll try.
I think
Because that's the thing.
he's definitely good enough to make an Olympic team.
Hmm.
He's definitely good enough to make an Olympic team, and then I think that he'll eventually. I think you're talking about AJ Ferrari or Gable.
AJ Ferrari.
That's hard. He's,
It is year one, and he's hype right now.
He's
Right?
right.
This
He's
is his
going.
first year in
He
college.
would probably be going against Jaden and Kyle Snyder. He ain't beating those guys. He ain't. On
Yeah,
that-
he's
he
probably
ain't on
not.
that
He's
level.
probably not being Kyle
He ain't
Snyder.
on that level.
Nah.
Those guys are on a level.
But yeah,
but he can. He's what? He's 19 years old.
Yeah.
You know, so like give him some
He's got time to mature.
Yeah, he's got time to mature. He's gonna probably make the next Olympic team. Maybe he'll make maybe make a world team. But my point is like he can go to he can do whatever. He's probably got some options. Gable definitely has the WWE option
Mm-hmm.
because he's a showman too. He's really good.
Yeah.
You know, he's really like he's good. His boy like he promotes really well. People tend to like him when he talks. You know, in general too. And he's just awesome. He's a big dude. He's just
So what happened? I didn't really get into it. I don't know if you know the controversy or not. If you don't, that's fine. But there was a wrestler that I don't know if he won third place or something like that, and then said something wrong to the ref, and they're like, he's not going to join us for the medal ceremony. And what was the?
he said something to the media officials, but I don't know what
Oh.
he said. I saw his interview. He didn't seem. He's just kind of like
Was he just mad about the reffing or what?
he's in. It's Austin DeSanto. I don't
Mhm.
know what he's got something where he's a little bit more introverted, and it seems like he has a hard time in front of the camera. Like in front
The
of
old
interviews.
Ricky Williams got to put the helmet on. Hold on.
he kind of just shuts down, and I don't know. But he's a good wrestler. I don't know what happened to like get him. All they did is like they didn't get him in the medal ceremony, but he still got his third place spot.
Yeah, and that's how Penn State was just wrecking house.
Penn State. So we had Iowa won. Iowa won, but they only had one national champion. So they had a bunch of All-Americans.
Gotcha.
They
Okay.
got a bunch of guys place and do All-American.
Mhm.
But Penn State had a bunch of freshmen and a bunch of sophomores.
Mm-hmm.
And they went in there and they had 4 guys in the finals, and all 4 of them won.
Woo.
And all 3 of them were freshmen. And so, like, at the end, they're like, people were like, I would better enjoy this because Penn State's about to rattle off about 8 more, because they're just like, they're really good. Really
Tell us about this gentleman that wore a black singlet, formerly known as Stanford University.
Did you hear about this?
No.
We turned this into a college wrestling podcast. So Stanford has decided to cut
The wrestling program?
certain programs,
Yeah.
wrestling being one of them.
Yeah.
COVID had a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
But Stanford's got a lot of money.
They got dough.
They got a lot of money.
But if what was that team in Chicago in the NCAA's that just beat?
Loyola Marymount.
Yeah, if they can make it to the top,
But Loyola's got money too. They're a private school. They're private.
more than Stanford.
Not Stanford money, but they got money.
They got money. Okay.
Yeah, so Stanford's got money, but they cut the wrestling program. They cut another couple other programs too. So this whole thing about hashtag keep Stanford wrestling, but they had a kid. They had a decent team. They had but one kid who was a sophomore, who was a number 8 seed, just went on a tear. Just started beat the number 1 seed, beat the number 3 seed.
But boosters or whoever raised enough money for them to have the wrestling program for years.
Yeah.
Even a decade, probably, maybe more.
But as protests, him and his coaches and all the teammates, they wore all black. They didn't wear Stanford. So nothing said Stanford on their
That's pretty dope,
unis.
though.
Yeah.
They just wore all black. He wore all black singlet, all black warm-ups. The coaches wore
Everything.
all black suits, black ties, black jackets.
He might as well done the haka before he got on
Yeah,
there.
they're like, yeah, exactly. It was like the team New Zealand rugby
Yeah.
team was rocking in there, and he won. He won a national championship as an 8 seed, which is I don't know if it's ever been done. If it's that high, it's pretty.
It
I
seems
think-
like it wouldn't have been done because normally, if they still seed it the way they used to seed it when I wrestled, he would have gone against number 1 immediately, right?
He beat number 1 in the quarters.
Wait, how many
'Cause he's the
how
8th.
many seeds does it go?
So it goes
16?
to the 33.
33?
Yeah,
Then
so
he would have been.
There's a wrestle.
Okay, he would have been someone in the middle then.
Yeah, he wrestled. He was an 8 seed. He got to he won his opening round. He won his second round. He got to the quarters, and he beat the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Who was number 1?
A guy named Alex Marinelli from Iowa.
Oh.
It's one of the Iowa guys.
Yeah, because if it works the way I remember it working, it's like number 1's all the way over here, number 2's all the way over here, and they meet in the finals, or they're supposed to,
Yeah.
and then everyone else just kind of like collapses in on it. But yeah, it seems impressive. Like an 8 seed, it's still pretty impressive.
8
Well,
seed,
the whole
and,
thing
and
is
your
like
team
everybody-
just gave up on you?
So now on social media, everybody's been like getting on the Stanford AD and Stanford.
But what if that
University.
was his motivation though? What if it's
It
like
was
this
his
is my
motiv-
last chance?
Obviously, he
Yeah.
was motivated. Dude, they cut their facilities. They had to wrestle outside in December.
Well, that builds character.
Yeah.
Builds
Well, I
toughness.
don't know what's the weather like in Northern California. in
No
December?
excuses,
not too
bro.
bad.
No
It's not
excuses.
that bad, right?
Yeah,
it's
like
pretty nice,
probably like
right? The
yeah.
northern-
Stanford's in that area where it's like
Isn't that where the wine
60s.
grapes start?
Stanford's
50s,
like, no,
60s.
it's in Palo Alto. Is it? No, is it in Palo Alto?
It's underneath Palo Alto, I think.
It's nice out there. I've been out there.
It's not too far from it. Like it's basically like essentially in the middle of California, but not really in the middle.
It's a nice area though.
Yeah, I mean the whole coast is pretty nice, but
I wouldn't mind have gone to go to Stanford. They win what's called the President's Cup every year for college. So basically, the NCAA racks up points for all the college programs
Mm-hmm. For the different sports?
for the different sports of how each sport wins, like
Okay.
how each sport performs for
Mhm.
for a university, and Stanford like wins every single year because they're winning like volleyball, women's basketball, rowing, baseball is really good.
Yeah.
Basketball's decent.
Golf? No?
Their football team's always like top 10.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So like it's always some of them. They usually have one team, two or three teams that win a national championship. Period.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have the most national championships than any other. They're the top.
More than
academic-
Bama?
Definitely better, more than Bama.
Oh, sports wise. But
Sports,
not,
all like,
not football wise.
not football wise, but definitely all sports wise for sure.
yeah, they're like top 3 in.
And they get all these
consistently-
smart kids.
Yeah, they're consistently top 10 in top universities academically too. I think they're
like, to how they recruit. They have to
yeah,
recruit. Like,
I think they're top 3 right now.
yeah, they go to all the private schools and get like the top athletes from private schools.
So, switching back to Jits, did you guys see Gordon signed
With one.
With
Yeah,
one?
he signed one championship to do submission grappling and MMA.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know they did like a submission grappling part of their promotion.
It's not as popular.
Is that the Singapore guy?
Yeah. I think it's gonna be interesting because it's a good way to get started. Like
Mhm.
Gary Tonin getting started in it.
Yeah.
It's a good way for grapplers to transition because most of the guys you're fighting don't really have grappling experience anyway.
Yeah.
So then most of them are striking specialists. So you get to practice like, okay, this is what it feels like to get my shit kicked in.
Yeah.
But it's what it feels like to be able to take someone down that's kicking my shit in.
Yeah.
You know?
You're supposed to just hold me down, not punch me. That's the wrong match.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting. How much does he weigh? He's like a heavyweight, right?
He's
He's
probably.
big.
I mean, he'd cut down, but I think he's heavyweight.
I think he's like two.
Do you guys? What's the weight difference between him and Wagner?
a lot?
Wagner looks fairly small.
He's a lightweight.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu wise, it's a lot. It looks like it's an insane amount here.
Did he kick back Wagner's ass?
No, that's this weekend, I think.
Oh, is this weekend?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I don't think it's good. I mean, I want it not to be easy, but if the weight disparity is like
It's
50 pounds,
Oh yeah, it's massive.
it's just.
He ain't gonna beat. That's a lot of weight.
What if he does?
Wagner?
Freak injury. Could happen.
So
You saw that knee to the head, won a championship?
according to Wikipedia, Wagner's 145.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, and Gordon's 218. So it's at least
They're
what is that,
they're
like 60 pounds.
Not
It's like
doing a
60
catch
pounds.
weight, you think?
No,
Some
there's
type
no
of-
way.
I think
Where are they gonna meet?
Yeah, oh, yeah. They're gonna...
Wagner's got to gain like 30 pounds. That's a lot, dude.
Yeah.
I think he's just doing it just because.
Oh, 100%.
Because Gordon's out of people to fight.
But Wagner said, I'll do it regardless. Like, I want a match, right?
Yeah.
Gordon and his team, which, I mean, there's...
Wagner's
there's-
one of those game dudes, though, right?
Yeah,
He's
oh, yeah.
Super game.
100%. But there's, like, everybody else that they named off that has either, like, talk shit or said, hey, I'll sign the contract, send the contract. Nobody's done it.
No.
Again, we
Galval.
don't know the we don't know the stipulations of the contract and the rule sets and all that. Everybody wants to talk about money, rule set, and respect. And I'm like, but when it comes down to it, if he were to say 60-40 split, you get 60, I get 40, how many of those dudes are going to say yes?
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah,
like,
I'll
for
do
example, Galval has more to lose if he loses than if he wins.
Yeah. I mean, I'll do it. Shit. Give me a bag, I'll do it.
I know.
Fuck. I don't care. I'll tap as soon as he touches me, but I'm good.
Yeah.
What's up with Andre Galval, bro? You want to talk about how we haven't had a podcast since he got slapped. We should talk about how he got slapped.
You heard the slap. There was no video evidence of hand touching the face.
I just saw the hand go this way,
And then they're off screen.
yeah, exactly.
So allegedly,
But I
he
heard-
No,
smacked
there's a
him
video
to
of him
his face.
slapping him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like that it made contact.
Yeah. And Galval did like this really awkward like reaction, and then he just stood there. He stood there like a GTA character.
He felt like he was shocked, right?
Yeah, he was shocked.
he
I'm
just
pretty
couldn't
sure he
believe
was
it. Like,
shocked.
when you hit somebody in their mouth, I don't really know.
But my thing is like, how much shit do you think you could have talked and not have gotten a reaction out of it? I mean, clearly you wanted a reaction.
Didn't he push him first? Galval pushed him first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
You physically assaulted him.
wanted a reaction.
Right. You
So-
put your hands on him first. He slapped you. It's as simple as that.
I just didn't understand.
The apology was I did not understand. It was
Oh,
like
it's
I did not
horrible.
want to listen through 25 minutes of apology in English and then in Portuguese and then 25 minutes in English.
Yeah,
It was
just-
a long apology. It was like I want to apologize for how I acted. Like people want to know like why you didn't do anything after he slapped you, dude.
I mean,
Yeah.
listen, that's also not the place. Both of them would lose getting in a fight.
I don't think Gordon would lose that situation.
No,
It'd be a win-win for him.
They would lose in like the public eye
'Cause he got
sponsorship
assaulted?
stuff
No,
like that. I don't-
it would be a win-win for him because his whole persona
For Gordon,
seems,
yeah,
his
but
whole
not for
persona seems
Galval.
to be a bad guy.
Yeah,
But like Galval, obviously, like the issue is not only do you look bad as a person by initially, like, essentially instigating it from video evidence,
yeah,
but you also look bad for not continuing with your instigation by
Yeah.
being allowed to be slapped. And it's being even worse if you eventually do the match. You're more than likely going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Because what do you guys think? Do you think Galval has a chance? He has a chance, but do you think he wins?
I don't think he wins. I think he has a chance, but I don't think he wins.
What do you think?
I'm not gonna count out Galvao because he's fucking.
Oh yeah,
Andre
of course we
Galvao.
can't count him out. But
If you were to tell me who's got a better chance of beating Gordon Ryan, him or Wagner Rocha, I'm gonna say fucking Andre Galvao.
Oh yeah.
yeah, of course, because
Yeah.
they're the same weight.
Yeah.
And I also would say like he also beat Felipe Pena, who Felipe Pena beat Gordon Ryan twice.
Yeah.
That was in gi though, right?
No, both times in no gi.
No.
Both times no gi.
Both times. One of them he choked him
But
unconscious.
that's
He
like
chapped him out. Sorry.
that's like
And now
MMA.
it's like,
math,
oh, it was a
dude.
young Gordon, and it's like, come on.
Get the fuck out of here. He fucking choked. The guy, hey, I'm gonna say right, like Felipe Pena may be one of my favorite guys to watch.
He said in a video today, he said Felipe is not willing to sign a contract to fight
Fine.
again. But I'm like, why would he? He's already beat you twice
Yeah.
and didn't get the notoriety. So fighting
Why
you
is he
again and
punking
beating you
out?
again.
He beat you twice. So he doesn't
Yeah.
have anything to prove.
Yeah,
It doesn't-
it's gonna get to the point where it turns into like fucking Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz situation where he's like old as shit, and he's like
No,
coming in on a walker. He's like,
Yeah,
"I'll fight you now."
That irks Gordon, though. I guarantee you, for more than
Not
one
getting
reason.
the revenge. For
Yeah,
sure.
not getting the revenge against the one guy that beat you, but also the fact that he's Brazilian,
Mm.
and Brazilians could always hang a hat on not only the fact that he's Brazilian, but he's also a world champion in the gi. He does both, and that's a big deal
I'd want to
because
know.
they can always say to him, "You don't
Yeah.
ever do the gi, and you got beat by one of our best gi guys."
Not that this is going to change a lot, but I'd want to know the numbers. Like for somebody that they say, oh, they won't sign the contract because of the money. All right, what is it? Right? Is it the split, or is it the actual money coming in? You know what I mean? Like what you're going to get at the end. Like what is it? Or then the guys that are like, oh, the rule set. He
Yeah.
said he's fought in every single rule set. So
I don't know, man. It's all complicated when you because we can't actually see the,
right.
It could be like if you lose, you gotta suck his dick or something. You know?
Woof. I'm out.
What did Galvao want $1 million? He wants $1 million.
He wanted $1 million.
Yeah.
I think that was. I think he
Shit.
was just saying like,
Shit.
yeah, I think he was just putting it out there like this is what it takes. But I'm just not gonna ever do it.
That's like he only did what, 2 or 3 MMA fights?
4, I think.
A 4?
Relatively decent amount.
He lost his first one, right? He got knocked out in one of them.
I feel like
he got
every
fucked up by T-Wood. Remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like every jiu-jitsu guy loses their first like MMA fight when they transition from like years of jiu-jitsu into MMA. Most of them.
Oh yeah. Ryan Hall did pretty good. I mean, he ain't knock anybody out, but like,
BJ Penn.
oh, BJ Penn.
BJ Penn.
Well, BJ Penn went on a fucking tear.
Yeah.
He was
It's different time.
He was a phenom though.
Yeah, he fucking knocked out Cal Uno and then just left.
But he was also
Just
just
straight up
like
dipped.
he was also like for some reason he had just had power in those hands, man.
Yeah, I mean the thing
He knocked
was,
out some other guys too.
yeah, I think the thing that made him so good at jiu-jitsu wasn't the fact that he was like technically good. It
He's
was that he's
flexible.
physically.
Mhm.
He's just a physical phenom.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen him jump out of a pool?
Yeah.
The old school days when he jumped
Mhm.
out of like a 4-foot pool.
Mm-hmm.
That's like insane. So I think it was more physical attributes, and obviously the time she's caught up with him
Yeah.
because eventually someone
Being
become a
knocked
lot
out
more
at a bar
technical than him.
bathroom is probably not the way to.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah,
about
every
it.
time I turn on the internet, it's BJ Penn getting knocked out in a bar fight in the street. I'm like, what? What are you doing, dude?
Ruining his streak. He's got to continue it. Nah, but yeah, man,
$1 million ain't.
Ain't gonna do it.
Mm-mm.
that wouldn't even fly in like MMA. Couldn't do that in MMA. You probably couldn't do that in any martial art anywhere.
So speaking of MMA, you want to jump into the lightweights? I do want to talk about them
Oh yeah.
because Khabib officially retired,
Oh, he's been
Official.
officially retired since
but he's
October.
officially retired since Dana said it.
Dana's finally accepted it.
Yeah.
It's a difference.
I
So-
wonder what made him finally say, "All right, I can't negotiate anymore."
Was
with
it
Khabib.
Like, what was
the 58th no? So it
Did
does mean no.
Did you see the? I just have to bring this up. Did you see the meme where they're like, you know, how Dana White went on a tear of like, if you stream, you know, our UFC, like we will
Oh,
catch
yeah,
you.
yeah.
da-da. And then there's a meme of Khabib right next to Dana,
It's like-
and he's got his phone up like this, and it's like Khabib streaming the whole UFC
Right under- the streamer's right under his nose.
That's hilarious. Well, I mean, it makes no one. What are you gonna do? Like the guy doesn't have to fight because he can make money on appearances alone in the Middle East, man. You could just
mean-
go to he can go to Dubai and somebody will give him like $1 million
well,
to just show up
Lamborghini,
there.
here you go.
Hotel, exactly.
In an interview, he literally said, "I'm just gonna get a farm, get some sheep, and just relax." So
You-
like,
I mean, you don't need that much money in Dagestan, bro,
yeah,
to like live like a king.
and he's basically a king over there.
yeah.
A couple sheep, and you're good to go.
Anyway, he's untouchable. Like nobody,
Oh.
nobody will.
Well, first of all, not necessarily untouchable from a security perspective. Untouchable, like you come near him and try to fight him, you dead.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, but I like he's got this aura about him.
Yeah,
People, he's a hero in their country. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? So like they're, you know,
I
So-
related to almost when Dos Santos won the heavyweight title and came to Brazil, and it was just like
It was a big
king's.
deal.
Oh man,
It was a
they
big
had
deal.
like a Super Bowl parade for him. You know what I mean?
yeah. So they're talking about Chandler gets to fight Charles Oliveira,
Okay.
which I like that. I like that a little bit more for Chandler. Although Oliveira's a motherfucker, man. You ever
He,
seen him fight?
he has been a motherfucker lately.
Scrappy.
He's been a motherfucker, man. He is hard to deal with,
I-
and he can submit people off his back.
Personally, if I were to be the matchmaker, I would do Dustin Oliveira, and I
And
would
then
do
Chandler
Gaethje Chandler, and then Tony can do whatever he needs to fight down for sure, and that's what he's doing.
Who's the current champ? Gaethje?
Nobody.
No one.
Oh no! Oh
They're
It's,
fighting
right.
for the
it's vacant.
title.
Yeah.
So are they? They only fighting? Is Charles and
They're
Chandler-
fighting for the title.
They're
officially.
fighting for the title.
Yeah. Connor should fight RDA. I think that'd be a fun fight. And then
Conor never fought Tony.
I don't think that's a fun fight. I don't think that's a good fight.
They talk a lot of shit.
Yeah, but man, the thing is, I respect Tony. I think he's a great fighter, but I don't think he's elite in terms of like lightweights.
I
Because
agree.
like, who the issue is with the lightweights, they haven't really fought each other. The only one that's fought anyone
This could be.
is Khabib and Dustin. Dustin's literally fought everyone in
Yeah.
lightweight, and he's beaten most of them. He's beaten all of them besides
Khabib.
Khabib. And then
And
look
he
at
put
Khabib.
hands on Matt.
Yeah,
bro.
Khabib just massacred everyone. He just ate them all alive.
Yeah.
But then, like, who has Connor fought? He's lost to Khabib and Dustin. Who has Gaethje fought? He's just fought Dustin and Khabib, and he's lost to both of them. And then Tony's lost to Gaethje, and that's it. Like, they haven't actually fought each other. Is the
Yeah.
issue.
Connor's fought in Khabib, Dustin,
Eddie Alvarez, but that's it.
Javi, but nobody else.
That's it. That's
Why
his
is
only
he still
lightweight
fighting?
fights.
Is my question.
Khabib or
No.
Conor?
Yeah.
Probably because he spends more money than he makes.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. His whiskey is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I tried it the other day. It's very it's basically burnt sweet tea. It sounds bad, but
Yeah.
it's decently good.
I'll have to
But
try.
yeah,
you
like
could have brought it tonight.
You do
I-
know
I-
it's
it
not
was-
his
it was
anymore,
my,
right?
it was
You
my
know? Did
friend's.
you know he's out?
He sold it?
Well, the way the contract works, it was sold for him.
Hmm. That's probably why he's fighting.
That's right.
But no, man, the issue with the UFC now is it's just becoming more of a shit show in terms of like rankings don't mean shit. It's all about like your name value, you know?
Yeah.
Like how good your name actually does, like what it actually does for you, you know?
Right.
Is John jumping up to heavyweight?
Yeah, so apparently after, which is I think this weekend, right? Stipe Ngannou.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever wins that is fighting Jones next.
Ooh.
Who do you
So
think's
that's-
gonna win that?
This weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's got to be Stipe, right?
I guess.
Because like
Yeah.
he is getting old.
Versatility-wise?
The dude's 38
Yeah.
and he's fighting like a fresh like 30-year-old, but like I don't know. It's tough, man. We haven't seen Ngannou's ground game or takedown defense or anything.
But Stipe has been caught before.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Yeah.
He's not as fast as he was, even though it was like a couple years ago, and he's lighter than he's ever been. So it's a tough call.
He's a fireman though.
Do you remember the transition? Like it used to just be fat dudes that could hit hard, and then it was like lighter fat dude, meaning like Cain Velasquez, which fell off. Like I wish his body would have held up, but Cain, Dos Santos, those dudes were shredded heavyweights. They were winning championships, and it's never gone back to actually. Well, the guy that John Jones, Daniel Cormier, technically is
Yeah.
on the chubbier side.
Yeah,
of,
yeah.
Dude,
of
he's a
heavyweights.
pure anomaly, dude.
Yeah, no.
He's built like a middleweight, but then like shaped like a super heavyweight.
Yeah. But he's cool.
Yeah, I get what you're trying to say. Like, I think especially the upper weight classes, have transitioned to be more scary, like they were supposed to be, because a lot of bigger athletes are like, this is probably a good option for me if I can't make it to like NFL or like NBA or something,
Right?
you know, because I mean, if you look at who John Jones beat down at light heavyweight, all those guys were light heavyweights, but then when you really look at it, they weren't really light heavyweights. They were just middleweights that didn't know how to cut.
Up.
Yeah, like Shogun should have cut down, but he just didn't like cutting weight. Dan Henderson never cut weight. I think at one point he weighed in at like 190 for light heavyweight.
Oof.
Lyoto finally cut down. Rashad finally cut down. Rampage was probably the only pure like light heavyweight that he fought.
Rumble.
He never fought Rumble.
That's true. Rumble was a 170.
Cormier fought Rumble.
Yeah, Cormier fought. Rumble was a motherfucker, dude. He was the original Ngannou. Just nuking dudes.
It didn't make any sense though. How did that guy balloon from 170? He made 170 before.
He made 170, but he was killing himself to do it.
Yeah.
Because I think he said he cut like 70 pounds every time.
Did you see the chick that passed out on scale?
I saw that shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Weight cutting sucks, dude. Shouldn't do it anymore.
Mm.
I think if they want to change it, they should do weigh-ins the week before. So like when you get to the place, you get there Monday, you weigh in, and then you weigh in again on Friday. And if the weight is relatively within the same range, like 5-ish pounds, you're good to go. But like if not, you're just done. You know what I mean? Because then that would save people a lot of time, a lot of effort. Because most injuries happen from weight cutting.
Yeah.
It's like they're killing themselves just to make weight. Just imagine if no one killed themselves to do that. You know? I think it'd be fun.
So I was training before I got here.
Cutting weight?
Not just doing jiu-jitsu. I was coach teaching a class, and then which I got a side note I got to talk to you about after this podcast.
Well, can't you say on the Nah.
I just can't. It's about taking photos.
Hey.
No, I'm just joking. No, so like there was a big white belt that was there who was visiting from out of town, and he's trained up. I think it's from like one of those army bases in East Carolina. Mm-hmm. He's the biggest guy. He was definitely the biggest guy there, and he was jacked, shredded, you know. And we start the class. We do it, like he gets matched up with somebody to work with, and then like we get to the times of rolling, and I just get like, it's obvious that you just can't, and especially in this class, it's like a Monday night class. There's some older people there that are, they're just doing it for fun, and they're just, leisurely doing jiu-jitsu, kind of learning it. And, which I'm sure he is too, but the term leisure can mean a lot of different things to a lot of people. Right. Yeah. So like when you see somebody like that, like at that, there's a guy who's obviously he's athletic, he was going to move fast. He looks strong as shit. And do you feel the need to roll with him as like the black belt?
Yeah.
In the school, and do you feel the need to kind of like see how he rolls first before having him roll?
100%.
That's how I felt, because I wasn't gonna like, who's he rolling? I was like, I'll roll with you, man, because I feel like, and he rolled hard, right? Yeah. Not by no means was he a prick, and he wasn't a jerk, wasn't dirty, by no means. He's a white belt.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And
he didn't know the concept.
He's a big, strong white belt that moves athletically. When he learns jiu-jitsu, he's going to be a monster, right? Yeah. So, like I roll them to feel it, but like, then do you feel the need to then say like, I felt the need to say like, I'm going to govern his rolls at the time at that point, because I know who can roll with and who he can't roll with.
Well, so. I'm adding a piece to that, but you can finish what you're saying.
That's
it.
Piece. Okay.
You got a piece to add?
Nope.
So I was gonna say,
damn, you was holding back.
I was gonna say, back in Richmond where I used to teach classes.
Rich what?
Great movie, by the way, dude. That's a baller.
It's a great movie.
That's a baller ass movie.
Hell yeah.
I watch it every time I get sad. But no, like when I used to teach classes, I always wanted to have 3 essential roles in the class. 3 people that I knew could fill these roles, and if they couldn't, then I'd have to do it, right? And the most like the least used is probably the enforcer, right? The mat enforcer, someone that's can handle anyone that's being a dick or being overly zealous or anything like that, or the very very rare dojo storm. If someone tries to come in, that's like it'd be like Shamal. You just send that guy, like, you just go kill him. But then you gotta have the litmus test as well. Like, if you feel like someone should, like,
that would be me.
if you feel like someone should, like, they're really
you're
close, but they're like really close to being promoted, or like maybe like there's like something going on, maybe they have competition or something. You send that guy out there to be like, hey, test him, feel him out, see what he can do. And then for new guys, there's the benchmarker. The benchmarker is probably the most important, because this is the guy that goes out there and is like, you can not just like level with people. Like, if they're being aggressive and they're being like overzealous, and they're being, like the guy you're describing, but they're not intending to do it, or you feel like they're not intending to do it, then you put the benchmarker out there to be like, okay, I'm going to match this guy. I'm not going to kick his ass. I'm going to match him.
Exactly.
And just flow with it.
Yeah.
And then I can see, or like they can see, like, okay, this is how it's going to be. We don't have to go that hard. It's very easy, very simple. Like, when I used to do that benchmarking thing, anytime I rolled those big guys or those guys that are a little too, crazy, like when Ben first came in, the wrestler, first thing I said is like, hey, I'm gonna go at your pace, but you need to tone it down. Like, and like even like big guys will be like, hey, you can't out muscle me, so stop trying to out muscle me. Like, you're stronger than me, but not right now. Like, it's the issue. Like, that you can benchmark for him, but for everyone else as well.
Right. I think that's a good way to look at it too. Like, here, like, I'm gonna go. The other thing about it is, like, I think you and I have talked about this before. I rolled calmly, just kind of just doing my thing, whatever, and just taking his aggression, doing whatever I could. But I kind of felt like at times, like, man, if I were rolling against somebody like this in the street who doesn't know anything, big intensive guy like this and physical, how would my jiu-jitsu do?
Yeah.
And there's a couple of times I was sitting there I'm doing fine in the roll, but in a couple of times I'm like, wait a second, this isn't a good position to be in. Like, I get fucking hammered right now in the face if I stay here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, there's those. It's actually good for me. Like, I gain something out of it when I roll with them, because I'm like, I'm not saying it was going to happen, but like, what if there was? I was like, damn, I can't just sit there and let somebody smash my guard and turn my face just like a second ago. He's gonna pummel me here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So even though, like, I could get my hooks back and I'm ready to go, it's not. It's something that I could take out of the role as well too. Yeah.
Like I said, it's like a benchmark for everyone.
Right.
You get to assess their level, but also your own. You get to, and
in
it also
this
helps,
type of situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It also helps with everyone else that could be watching to be like, okay, maybe I shouldn't roll with that guy, or maybe it's probably okay to roll with that guy, kind of thing. So
yeah. Look at him, man. He rolls with everybody.
Did you coordinate his rolls?
I did.
Meaning, like, who he rolls with next?
I told, like, I felt like the need to, like, say, okay, he could roll with, like, there's like bigger guys. So I had him roll with the Blue Belt George, the plumber, who's strong.
Yeah.
And he's got really good fundamentals. And he dominated him. He's bigger. He was just his size, maybe a little bit bigger, but
George is strong as shit though.
He's strong, but he's got a good guard, and he used it to sweep, and he came on top. And then I had him roll with. We only have time for 3 rolls. So it was me, George, and then Glenn, because Glenn is just fucking crazy, and he's willing to do anything, and he did pretty decent too. Like, there's times
Which
when
one's Glenn?
he got it. Glenn is, I don't know. He's a blue belt. He tries like crazy leg locks for no reason at all, and
I can't remember anyone's name, dude.
you reminded me of somebody. Well, he doesn't care.
He who must not be named.
Yeah, he doesn't care. So
yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I want to remember people's names, but then they say it once, and I'm like, all right,
I'll remember.
Yeah.
Hey, Drew, with that guy? What guy?
Exactly.
you over there. You go with this guy. Yeah, but I didn't mean it. I didn't coordinate his roles and being a dick. I was just
no. Yeah.
I just kind of like, hey, by the way, you should roll with this person.
Yeah.
And as George, can you roll with him?
Yeah.
Like, I'd ask George. I wasn't like, George, you need to roll with this guy, or you're not one of us.
You're not.
Like Glenn, I was more like, Glenn, you should roll. Just go roll this guy. He's like, okay.
Now when I come in, I'm like, hey, Ahmed, who's that over there? What's that over there? What's that guy's name?
And he's like, I don't know.
You over there.
Sometimes I don't know these people.
Yeah, so I remember I asked him Ed one time. I was like, "Who's that?" And he's like, "I don't know."
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
No, I feel like that's a very common thing though. It's unfortunate, but it is a common thing. Like there's so many people that cycle through, at least for me,
Yeah.
that cycle through, that I don't commit them to memory like I should. But
There's a motherfucker that
Yeah,
asked
but
that asked one time when Edgar showed up one time if where he trains regularly.
Oh yeah.
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 And I ain't seen that motherfucker in about a year.
Like,
what? Exactly. I haven't seen him in a year.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think going back to how the conversation started, the pandemic has definitely done, a number on jiu-jitsu academies. So,
Yeah.
Some folks either didn't come back, some folks are trickling back in now, and some folks have still been there since day one. Just
They never left.
trying to get training in wherever possible.
Yeah, man. I remember there was a bunch of Asian people that just started when before. You remember that?
weren't they?
You remember
Wait,
that?
the
It was
ones that were
crazy.
doing like the workouts? In the
Yeah, it was a
back?
crazy amount of Asians.
Oh.
These are like
That wasn't Jay's crew.
the
That
one.
wasn't-
The,
No,
one
peop-
guy from New York that was
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
here.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
The purple belt, the light.
And
Like
there's like
lightweight guy.
there's a bunch of Asian girls, like
There was,
Chinese girls
Ting
that
or
came
something
too.
like that. Wasn't it like a 3-syllable word, a 1-syllable
I
word?
forget his name.
He was a
Should've-
contractor for the bank or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But he lived in New York. But he would fly in. He'd
'Cause
fly
his
back to New
contract
York
was
on the-
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he'd fly to New York on the weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
but there's
guys.
like a bunch of Chinese girls too that came a couple times, and then they said that they didn't want to do it anymore because of COVID, and they were going to wait and see what happened after the quarantine,
Yeah.
which never ended.
Mm.
But then,
Yeah,
man,
they had a couple Korean dudes that were there too. Like there were one that was doing he was a chiropractor.
Yeah.
yeah, I
You
remember that guy.
him,
Yeah, yeah.
He was a really nice guy.
Yeah.
He tried so hard all the time. I really liked him too.
Really?
Yeah, good guy.
Yeah, they're never coming back.
No, is it because? What do you think? Is it the pandemic affects them differently than you and me?
I think
They're real Asian, not you.
I think it's an issue with them starting at that point, because like in the beginning, yeah, I didn't show up for a while too, but that's also because I didn't want to show up. But it was like half and half. Like I didn't want to go, and also like I probably shouldn't go, and so I think a lot of them had the same mentality, and then they don't have like I feel like I have a responsibility as a black belt to go to increase the sport's
Right.
longevity. But then like for them, it's just like it's literally just something they tried out. You know,
they have
yeah,
no commitment to it.
exactly. It's like if I just randomly decided I'm gonna start snowboarding, and then it never
Or play
snows ever
Magic.
again. Yeah, or play Magic, but that's less likely. But, if I'm gonna start snowboarding and then it never snows again, I'll be like, oh well, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Compared to if like someone's been doing it for like a long time and they're like a valued member at like a club or something, they can't just be like, I'm gonna stop doing it
They're gonna
forever.
go to
Try
those
something
artificial snow clubs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's different. It's different. I get where they're coming from. It'd be awesome to have them back.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of their names, but it'd be nice.
Yeah, I feel like at one point there weren't a lot of folks there, and then now it's the more the merrier.
Yeah.
Now, hey, if you're willing to come in. Let's train. Let's get as many bodies on the mat as we can. Right?
I mean, that's always been the issue too, though. Around here, it's like not a lot of white belts, and that's where you get the bulk of classes.
We
I
don't
think.
have a lot of white. I think there's other
Yeah.
schools that have a lot of white belts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just not.
Yeah. It just depends,
Yeah.
But, maybe our school is conducive to higher level belts. So we're moving to a new location now. It's
Yeah.
exciting.
How's that? Go give us the details here.
It's behind
you're
our
the
current
right hand
location.
man of the.
Yeah, I do. I am in the know.
It's behind it. Wasn't the old location behind the current
yeah,
location?
but this one is a little bit.
So we're going back to the same spot.
Basically, but it's just adjacent to that. So,
So is it more towards the corner or is it more towards
it's
the
more
middle?
towards if you're going to it's more towards the street. Like
So more to the
away
more to
from
the right.
So if we were back there, it's on this side,
It's more to the right, closer to the
closer
the-
to
Arby's?
Yeah,
Arby's.
yeah,
Okay,
closer to
gotcha.
Arby's,
I was
yeah.
gonna say that Planet Fitness or where the fuck it is.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
LA Fitness.
Anytime
Whatever it
Fitness?
is. I couldn't
Anytime
remember.
Fitness,
I
yeah.
couldn't remember what that was. Yeah, but it's gonna be so. It's
That
it's
Sky's own place closed down, didn't it?
Yeah.
It's the two side side ones there at the like it's so he's got two lots basically. Or two,
Yeah.
So it's bigger. It's bigger, right?
Yeah.
Does
so he's
he
got
have an
Matt-
end lot or no? Not an end lot.
I don't know if it's the end. I don't think it is the end lot, but
think so.
but you go in and you have.
I mean, parking situation is still the same.
Yeah, it's gonna be the same.
I feel like parking might be more difficult.
Yeah,
because
because there's
they
not
only
that
have
many
that.
on the front.
They don't have the
You're gonna
actually
have
in
to be
front of
parking all
it.
the way by the church.
So
over
just
there.
black belts in the front. And
Yeah.
We can carpool. Everyone will park in the old spot, and then we can just carpool to the new spot.
So you walk in.
Can we get Jay to
and
get a golf cart?
There's Matt. There's Matt. When you walk into the office, there's like a side desk on in front of you and to the side of you, and then there's a little waiting area, and then right directly to your right of you, and then right in front of you is Matt 2 or Matt B or whatever. And that's a smaller mat for like.
You seem annoyed by Matt B.
No,
It's like Matt
It's the warm-up
2,
Matt.
B.
because it's like fundamentals. They'll do like one-on-ones there.
That's the Kumite mat.
Yeah, then you walk around there. There's a little weight room, little area
Okay.
that you can work out there, and to the left of that is an office, and then so you can
Separate from the front desk.
separate from the front desk. So like maybe you want to go in and do your work.
Still only one shower that works like half the time.
Yeah, and then you go
Seriously?
no.
Oh,
So then you walk
I was
to-
like, yo.
go past that office. and you
Invested
have-
that much money and I
you
have one
like,
shower.
changing rooms and locker rooms for both, like locker rooms with showers for both.
Nice.
Nice stuff. And then
Have you
that
seen
opens-
this? Is it? Are you?
I
are
walked
these,
through it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I walked in and it's gutted,
Yeah,
but
'cause-
I can see
yeah.
what's going on.
Because in the back of those lots, they don't have garage doors, right? It's just straight up a back wall, right?
This one, there's no garage doors.
There's just a.
Yeah,
is
so
there a
that's what I'm
door?
saying. In the back, there's no doors.
There's no door at all.
Maybe there's like one
There's gotta be a
escape
door.
Yeah, there's got to be one
Maybe
escape door.
I don't know. I didn't see that. So then when you say we're back at the entrance
fire
again,
safety,
to the
it's
left
gotta
of
have
us is a doorway that goes into mat 1, which is the main mat. So imagine it's
I
like
thought they.
you know, like Travis, like Team Octopus when you walk into that one.
The first one he was at.
Pretty similar. So you walk in, there's like workout area, and then back
Yeah,
there
it
is
was like the
Then
kickboxing one, and
Yeah.
then you went through, and then
It
there
ain't
was
as
a weight
big.
room.
It's big, but it ain't
It ain't
like
that
Travin
big.
big.
Yeah.
Travin's mat was huge.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
but is it bigger mat space?
it's definitely bigger. It's definitely bigger.
New
Like,
mats
He's getting new
pending,
mats.
pending.
Pending new
God, I
mats.
hope so. Tired of the
With
fucking.
no pubes.
I'm tired of this freaking Muay Thai mats that he's got.
Are those
It's-
more time mats?
Yeah, you could. It's literally like the texture of your placemat right here.
I've slipped a couple times.
You feel it?
Yeah.
It's the same texture. The
Although
only
this-
difference is it's slick.
These are
And,
nice.
like,
Remember
placements. I
when
got
we
these from Home
competed?
Goods.
When we competed in what was it, Chicago, with the black and white, the black and red mats? Those things were so slick. I think they came right from the manufacturer.
The Dollamers?
They're a
Um,
zebra.
They were zebra mats,
they're
and
zebra
they
mats.
were so slick.
Zebra mats.
Well, that's what
nice.
Jay has right now. He's a zebra. The way to go is Fuji.
So when you look at it, he's got the zebra mats. They're all zebra mats, but he's got the jiu-jitsu ones and the Muay Thai ones, and they're just mixed together. So that's why at some points you like
you got grip.
you
and other
feel
ones
really
you
good, and other points you're literally stuck there.
Mhm.
That's what that is.
So, Ahmed, do you know if he's gonna paint the whole thing or what? Well, we seem to have lost a podcaster here. There you go.
Sorry, I was thirsty. So he's bringing somebody to do all the interior decorating and design and like painting. It'll be nice and clean and white and.
Someone
not-
said there's going to be a mural for
Dealey?
Dealey. Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool.
he said it's somewhere in there.
We gotta talk about that.
I don't know.
It's up to you. It's your podcast.
That's yeah. I don't know.
I'll say no. Sorry.
That's fine. It'll be I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the space. I'm looking forward
to clean mats.
I'm looking forward to clean spats. I'm looking forward to a space like where you can like a legit changing room area where I don't feel like somebody's gonna whoop in the door. You're like, oh crap, and then you know what I mean? Like it's
So is it
Sorry.
still going to be where the mats are up against a wall at least, or are they?
yeah, no, the mats are gonna be up against the wall with wall mats.
No. I understand that, but
On
I'm
bo-
saying
he's
like,
asking on both sides,
yeah,
or like
you know
both
how
sides.
some jiu-jitsu academies,
No,
like,
it'll be all
you
mat.
can walk around the whole mat with shoes, not on the mat. but-
It'll be like the
It'll be
crazy
mats
room.
everywhere.
It'll be like the
Okay.
crazy room at like
It'll be mat walls the entire room. Just like Travis.
Do you think he would consider, and I don't know what it would take, and I'm sure it would take some money, right? Some knowledge to get the floating mat space, whatever. You know what I mean? Where they put like a 2x4 and then they have like these thick foam blocks and then they put the flat wood and then they put the mats over that.
You got more poetry than I do.
like drop mats. Like,
Yeah, it's like a floating floor. Almost.
so we can actually do takedowns.
Yeah, it's like a floating floor.
I think
almost.
you'd probably be able to talk to him about that more
because like that. I mean, that just you're on the mat. You're off the mat.
Yeah,
yeah.
it'd be better for everyone, getting dropped too.
Yeah. Like, hey, you're getting close to the edge. No, I'm not. Bam. You felt that? That was the edge.
No, I'm looking forward to it. When's it supposed to be done?
Probably summer.
Summer? That's not too far.
It's not. I mean, it's it'll be exciting. So, what I'm trying to do is probably organize a little trip to go hiking for a day trip on a Sunday or a Saturday.
That has absolutely nothing to do with jiu-jitsu.
Has nothing to do with jiu-jitsu.
Hey man, just let them have a train of thought.
I just want to,
Hiking where, though? Where you want to hike? Let's talk about this. I've hiked with a man before. He gets lost a lot.
I think this is the.
He's
right
like, I think this is the right way. I think let's park out through here. And I was like, I don't want to fall off the side of a mountain.
We're here. We're
Dude's looking at the sun, like
Pulling
pulling the beads out.
Yeah, he's throwing grass in the air. Follow the wind.
50 paces.
Okay, Pocahontas.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking just a local mountain. There's a couple trails that have you seen the All Trails app?
Yeah.
You could just look for trails in certain areas at certain times.
I mean, where though? Because it would depend.
No more than like 2 hours away, tops.
Okay.
Like towards the mountains in the west. Like you do,
To the
or
west.
like Boone area, or down to closer to Asheville. Just depends. But I wouldn't want to go to like South Carolina.
Near the hub.
Devil's Courthouse. You ever heard of Devil's Courthouse?
No.
That's it's this one out in Asheville, in the what's that mountain range?
Appalachian.
Yeah, and
Great Smoky Mountains.
it's like a moderate to difficult one, but like at the top, it's like really worth it.
Yeah, I'd do it. I mean, is it a day trip?
Yeah, it's only a couple hours back, like a couple hours one way.
How long of a hike though is it?
Like if it's 4 up, 4 down, you're good. If it's like eight
it's
up,
not bad.
8 down, then
Yeah, it's gonna take a minute. So if you do I'm thinking 4 up, 4 down tops. That's
Well,
a lot. That's an 8 mile trip.
if it's 4 up, it's gonna be 3 down. It shouldn't be 4 down.
Yeah.
If it's going back the same way.
Yeah, 7 miles is a lot to really think about.
What did we do that last time?
Those are it's like a 5 to 6 mile trip
Yeah.
trail. Yeah, but the last time we did that was pretty long. It was about 6 miles. That was a good one though.
Yeah.
It was good. And it's a good day. You come back, you're done. You go and you grab a
Grab a
bite to
smoothie
eat.
or something.
Yeah, like you can go grab a beer from the brewery place there. Whatever you want to do. They even got kombucha. Maybe you want to drive in and get a kombucha.
Never know. Or like Ahmed, drink coffee before the hike, drink coffee during the hike, and drink coffee after the hike.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, it says it's not that hard, but it opens up to a lot of other things around the area that can be difficult depending on what you do. But
Does it say how long it is?
it said mile.
1 mile?
Yeah,
Oh, that's nothing.
but it's like straight up.
Oh,
I
that's
could
a mile up.
Yeah.
Like this.
But yeah, there's like other things around it, and there's another one that I wanted to try, but I don't remember what it's called.
Would you do a hike, Max? Is what I'm questioning.
Would I? Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I love nature.
I love nature too.
Nature's my friend.
I'm a child of Mother Nature, bro.
Nah, like I think the last hike I did was actually out in Nashville.
Did you?
Yeah.
Do you and your
friends.
girlfriend go out there at all?
Hmm?
You and your girlfriend, or your
Yeah,
your
we went out
girlfriend?
there.
Girlfriend.
But yeah, I don't even remember what the Black Balsam or something like that. That's the one we did. The waterfall one. I don't remember their names, but
Looking Glass Falls, maybe.
Probably.
The one
I think that's the one. I think that's
right,
the one we wanted to go to.
Last of the Mohicans. You have to have a shot out there.
Really?
Yeah,
No.
there's a shot out there. There's a lot of movies that have been shot out in the Western Carolinas mountains, man. It's crazy.
So would you ever hike and camp and hike out?
Yeah, I'd do that.
Yeah.
For
I've
sure.
done that before.
I would do that. Absolutely. I might take something with me to eat, to go.
You have to.
Yeah.
But then that takes a lot more planning because then you got
Yeah, for
to
sure.
pack everything. So
Yeah.
you got to hike with quite a bit of a pack.
Get a tent.
Nah, you don't need to do that.
I had to do it.
Nah,
You need a tent.
Yeah.
nah.
You do. Yes, you do.
No.
You need a tent.
What do you taking, a hammock?
I've camped a few times without a tent.
In a what? Hammock or what?
Where?
No,
Like in
just,
California or where?
No, here.
In North Carolina?
Well, not
You're
North
afraid
Carolina,
of the
but
rain?
in Virginia.
Man, that's I don't know.
Where'd you sleep? Out of just
On the ground.
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
Show me
I
the
had
selfie.
Did
a.
you make sure it was a dry night? It was like no rain.
It was dry one night, but another night it was like going to start. It had drizzled, and so I used a you know what a half shelter is, right? It's like
Yeah.
basically just a piece of tarp.
Mm-hmm.
I'd used one of those, and that was good enough for the night. And then in the mornings when the rain really started hitting down, by that point I was packed and ready to go.
I'm just not a fan of bugs. I mean, I don't mind them.
See,
I don't like getting bit.
That's why you camp. The best time to camp, I tell people this all the time. The best time to camp is October, November, because that's the season where there's not a lot of bugs and it's not that cold yet.
Define not that cold.
50s, 60s.
At night?
October, it can get pretty.
At night?
Or if you're a bitch, yeah, sure.
No, October can get pretty warm.
He definitely not talking to me. He probably talking to you, man.
October is still pretty warm. I'm telling you, October is still pretty warm.
Yeah. It's still pretty warm, but it's not like it's like
I'm
deathly
no
hot.
Bitch, bro.
Listen,
Everybody knows about that.
I slept on a glacier. I ain't no punk ass bitch.
I'm the benchmarker.
How are you the benchmarker?
I'm the benchmark. Did we just talk about this?
You said you were the benchmark. I said there should be a benchmarker.
I'm the benchmark or the litmus test. Which one am I?
I don't know. I can see you as a benchmark.
Okay, cool. Wait. What was Shema? The enforcer.
He's the enforcer. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not that guy.
I don't think anyone wants to be that guy.
You don't want to be. You want to be the enforcer.
I was that guy.
You were the enforcer.
Yeah.
He's let go of that guy now. He has inner peace.
Yeah. But
what happened to that?
What happened to the
Enforcer Max.
when I did do that, I did it like a few times actually, and I wouldn't even really do jiu-jitsu. I would just fucking throw them around. Like I'd be tossing them, doing like heavy throws.
Anytime I'm in line and he has not a hard roll, but like someone who wants to go, and they go fairly, moderately.
They all get tossed.
And then and then me and him go and it's like, hey, how are we gonna do this? We'll just wait till Jay calls.
I just lay down. I'm like, all right, man.
All right, man.
Come on in.
Come on.
He's like, don't go wild. Don't start doing like capoeira passes or whatever.
Man, every time.
There's always some guy who doesn't know what's going on and likes to go hard and like gets tossed. And
But
like,
Yeah,
every time I
when
roll,
Jay's like, last one.
Yeah, every time I roll with like Daniel or like Jorge, I like slap hands. I'm like relax, tone it down, and they don't.
It's like there's something. So I don't say who does this or not, but like
Nah, man, go ahead and name it. No.
there's. I'm not talking about drilling, just straight up drilling. I'm trying to learn a move, learn a technique. I don't know how I have a hard time dealing with. There's some guys I like to roll with because they're intense rolls. Like, and you need an intense, good, hard roll.
Yeah.
But I don't like drilling with them because they don't know how to shut it off when you're drilling a technique. It's all tense and it's all fighting me on everything, and
That's
I'm like,
frustrating.
super frustrating. I'm just like, man, and it was like, what if I did this? What if I did this? I was like, I don't know because I'm fucking learning the move.
The frustrating part for me is when you're drilling, and it's not like the fast drills. Like when you're doing Toreando, and it's like the faster the better, the more like burn, make it burn.
Yeah.
When you're like, let's say you're learning how to knee slice for the first time, right?
Yeah.
Or like you're just like, hey,
You're doing some type of De La Riva swing.
get 20 in on the left side, get 20 in on the right, but like, hey, you got 5 minutes, so it's not something that you got to be doing quick. And like they immediately just drop the knee on your inner thigh, and I'm like, why would you do that? Like now I'm gonna have a massive bruise. I yelped because because I wasn't expecting a knee to just like drop on my groin. I'm like, come on, dude, just go with the flow here.
Yeah. There's like there's an intensity about it where like it's like, man, just it's not like how do you get anything out of it if you're always this tense?
I'm also not a fan of the guy that always wants to think outside the box. Like, oh, but if you did that, I would do this. I would do this. Why wouldn't you do this? And I'm like, dude, horrible. we aren't even moving right now.
Yeah.
Like you could just run away and go home right now. Right? Like anything can happen.
I'll say this offline. This happened to me recently. Like I'm like, and Eric, who's one of the black belts, he's like, you'll get 3 good reps in tops. Before the guy was like, that's not gonna work because I'm just gonna go do this. I'm like, finally, like after the third time of him doing that, I just was like, if you fucking do this, I'm just gonna smash my hips this way, and this is what's gonna happen. Your life's miserable. And like, there's a counter to every counter, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can counter anything. And how am I getting better? Because I'm not learning the move this way.
Or the theory talker that just wants to talk about, but like, look, but what if you move this way and you over here?
We got a couple of those.
This and that.
We got a couple of those.
And then like you get 2 reps in, but you find out that this guy did his taxes wrong last year.
And how'd you fit a Kimura into that? Interesting. And then you got Max, who like will let you get every fucking rep in the world, and because he doesn't know, it's like, Max, are you gonna do this? He's like, nah, I ain't gonna do this.
I mean, I'll do it once or twice, but I'm not gonna ever.
You
use
may.
it.
Sometimes you'll be like, nah, I'm never gonna do this. You could just look at it, and then they'd be like, do you? I was like, do you mind if I rep it? And you're like, yeah, sure, no problem.
Do it.
The issue
Then I
is
go guard all the reps.
see, it's not even an issue, but the issue is like Jay's style and my style, they're like complete opposites. So like anything he shows, I can do it, sure. I can probably like teach it as well, but it's not like I'm ever gonna think of it to do in a role. You know what I mean? Like at most the only like what's the fucking word?
Synergy
Cross between our abilities is that we both tend to roll a lot. That's about it. Like we both tend to do like those like half guard rolls, like Barambolos.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we actually have. That's
You do yours a lot from the top to take the back.
yeah, but it's even then it's still an inverse. You know, he does it from the bottom, I do it from the top. But either way, that's about the only like cross.
You meet in the middle.
Exactly. But then everything else, the shit he does, it's like you do this, then this, then this, but this better. Like, I don't know, man.
And then you go like this. I was like, you just over the best part.
You just invert here.
Were you there that day when he was showing a move, and then he started showing another move, and he's like, "Okay, guys, let's do it." And like, I just looked around. I knew what move he was talking about. I just looked around. Everyone's like, "Which move?"
Which one?
I wasn't there. I don't know.
That's what he does something like 3 times, and if I look around and people still look confused, and he's like, "Okay, ready?" I'm like, "Do it again, Jay. Do it again." And it's like everybody wonders, like, why is the black belt asking for another rep? And I'm like, yeah, because y'all need it.
Yeah, you'll notice only black belts ask.
Yeah, no.
I ask questions all the time. And
Yeah.
I'm just, mostly because I'm not really smart, and I know that I need to ask the questions to understand. Like sometimes I'll see when he'll do something, and I truly don't understand why he's doing it that way. And you got to ask the question. If you don't, maybe all the other black belts see it and they get it, but I don't.
Yeah, like that Kimura defense that he showed.
Yeah, that one I didn't. Did you get that right away?
I got what he was trying to say, but I just felt like it wouldn't work. At least not for
originally. Like you felt like it was weird.
He added more context to it the next day, but
there were certain things he did that I did like about that.
Yeah.
I did like that.
Yeah.
And for the most part, we train in top martial arts, and Jay's a really good instructor. He's got phenomenal just if people are listening to this and they
he's very good, very technical. It's just like he's not very good at explaining concepts. So
but if you ever
talk to him one-on-one
with him, he's fucking great.
Yeah.
He's really good at solving issues and like fixing certain things. He's amazing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's good at the technical aspect and like actually like diagnosing and all that stuff, but like explaining the why to it. Like he knows the how and like the when and the where, but the why it's like
he knows it too. He just doesn't explain it, but he knows
exactly. That's what I'm saying. He has trouble explaining it.
Yeah,
he's like, just do it. It works.
And then, but the other thing he does really well that I really like about Jay is, he knows how to run a good class. Yeah, he runs a really phenomenal class. Like it's just like this is what we're doing here. This is what we're doing. Like, and you come to learn to expect certain things, and you know like this is the time we're gonna roll, and these are gonna be intense rolls. These are gonna be like these sweep pass submits. This is all about urgency, and like it's going to be more intense, and then afterwards we're going to do the 5-minute rolls, and you're tired now, so you just focus on your techniques, and you roll and you roll, you pick your own partners and go over there, and then at fucking whatever 8:55 the class is over, 8:50 the class is over, whatever. It's just perfect, and people got to get home to their families, people want to go to sleep, that kind of thing. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's good, man. If you guys are in the area,
come on out. Get beat up by the what are you? The what?
The benchmark.
The benchmark.
The benchmark.
The litmus test.
Just get yourself a sign.
I'm gonna get a T-shirt made.
Dude, get like a little flag, like back in school, like a little flag. This is where your team is.
Benchmark, bro.
When are you coming back, man?
Tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow. Yeah.
What's tomorrow? Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Oh shit.
Are you training tomorrow?
Hmm?
You gonna train tomorrow night?
I'll be there.
You've been coming pretty regularly at night, on Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, and now every once in a while we get the Saturday show up.
Yeah, man.
Saturday, Max used to never show up for Matt. He's been showing up a couple times.
When I'm not hungover.
Yeah.
I was partially hungover last Saturday.
Yeah.
That's how you get the toxins out.
Yeah, dude, I actually felt a lot better after rolling. First one I was about to throw up, but the next few,
it
was good.
It was good.
Yeah, I've been wanting to train more. So
Why?
I don't know, man. I just feel like I'm getting fat. Don't need a better answer than that.
No.
Don't need it.
I told you I got a Rogue Echo bike, like one of those assault bike
Oh yeah.
things.
Uh-huh.
Man, I was like, my plan was to do 4 minutes every day.
That shit's tough as fuck.
I do 4 minutes a week.
That shit is so hard, bro.
No, yeah, dude, it's good because
You
like,
got to mix it in with some other workout though.
Where'd you,
Yeah,
did you
yeah.
order it?
yeah, I got it from Rogue.
Okay.
How much was it? Who am I
Like
asking?
$8.50.
Jesus.
But when you compare it to other bikes of the same design, it's relatively cheap. The other ones are like $1,000.
Yeah, the
$2,000.
assault.
Yeah,
Whatever
they're
is like
crazy
1,500 or
expensive.
something. Yeah.
But it's worth it, dude. Like I feel like even within the first, like within a few 3 weeks that I've had it, my conditioning has gone like through the roof in terms of just like maintaining my.
I feel like I'd prefer
lung
that
capacity.
over the Peloton, which a lot of people are like.
Oh my god.
Buying.
Those are good for like steady state.
Yeah, but my
Yeah.
thing with a Peloton is like, it doesn't push your cardio like that. Like,
Yeah, it's not
It's a
good for
little
like
bit
high
more
intensity.
anaerobic though, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
The Peloton, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm on a conference call with at least one Peloton bike a fucking week. I see at least a Peloton bike in the background, and somebody's like, "Is that your Peloton?" And we got to talk about Peloton bikes. I'm like, "Oh my god,
what's your name on there?
yeah, what's your have you done this class? Oh, my girlfriend loves it. Oh my!" And I'm like, Jesus, like,
So when are you getting your Peloton?
I'm definitely not getting a Peloton. Okay, Peloton. And I like, you see the commercial that's coming
Yeah.
on. It's like, oh my god, it's so intense. It's like, yeah.
My neighbor has a Peloton. You
See?
can hear it from like across the street.
Do they talk about it, or you just know because you hear it?
No, you can hear it because she opens her garage to do it, and so like all you
she's
hear
in the
is like
garage doing it?
yeah, all you
Does
hear
it
is
That's
put
the
her
gotta
person
be
headphones
screaming.
on or anything?
No,
That's annoying as fuck.
because she does the one where you run with it, so she's
Oh.
not gonna run in her house
Yeah.
or anything. So she runs in the neighborhood because we live in a cul-de-sac.
Mhm.
So like she does that, and then you can just hear it blasting,
Well, she doesn't.
and I'm over here fucking struggling like doing this shit.
Yeah.
Harder.
Fucking screaming.
You got this, Peloton.
But yeah, man, I feel like I everyone's been asking me lately for some reason how much I weigh. I'm like, I have no fucking idea. I'm
Do you
pretty
feel
sure.
Like, do you feel like because you're overweight?
Pretty sure I am.
Hmm.
Pretty sure I've gained a lot of weight.
I haven't asked you how much you weigh.
You
How much
have.
you weigh?
You've asked
No,
me.
I definitely have not
I
asked
feel
you.
like you have.
Not recently.
You were in the vicinity of someone that asked me. That's for sure.
I know
counts,
that
it
because I
counts.
feel like I've been out of weight. So I'm like, it's like a.
But no, yeah, I stopped. I stopped doing heavy lifts. Moving more towards like actual conditioning
reps?
stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, high reps too.
You look like you lost weight since you come back.
Oh, thanks, man. Even though I got food right in front of me.
Yeah.
I already did a triple main.
That's one way to tell you you're fat. You
double
look like you
fried.
lost some weight.
Got banana pudding in my fridge right now.
Do you really?
Actually, yeah, banana pudding and some tres leches.
Ooh, tres leches. How much long is that?
2 hours.
That's good.
Look at that.
It's a good
You
podcast.
guys have anything to end on?
No, I don't think so. I don't really
We can
have
do
any.
it again sometime, right?
Yeah, we should do it more often. We can around specific topics. And
Teach me how to play Magic. How about that?
I will.
Edgar, you want to learn?
Nope. You did good.
I know Edgar.
I got
wouldn't be
enough
into it.
hobbies.
You would. That's hilarious.
Yeah, we can talk about your hobbies next.
We'll talk about that.
All right, guys. You got anything else to say?
No, thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
And fun times.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for listening. I know it's been actually a long time. It's been like since December or something. Mainly it's because
COVID.
No, because Max had the faux COVID.
He had the faux COVID.
Faux COVID.
The COVID.
but I mean, even then, you know, it's like a lot of it's like a lot of mental burnout from like everything. So
Yeah.
We don't call him coronavirus.
Yeah.
Mike.
Thank you guys
Max
for
no
listening.
reason.
have an amazing day. Get out there, get hungry, and good luck.